Excuse me for the wait. Excuse me for the wait, y'all. What is poppin'? Mikey T, the movie star here. Just exchanging a little bit of my notes right now, you guys. Everybody hit that like button, share this video. Respect to everybody for tuning in tonight. Just getting some of my notes ready before we get started tonight. Got to roll something up before we get this thing going. We have an epic night ahead of us, you guys. We got some news popping off that honestly, I didn't think this was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But NBA Youngboy is back with a more officially ground laying track where he's taking aim at the NBA at the 300 guys. Was popping Lewis Peasy. My guys in the building. Schizo, what is happening with you? I definitely appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. We are in for a great show. Got some epic news to go over, man. About to roll up. My guy Lewis Peasy said he's about to roll up and go work overnight and watch you. Okay, that's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. I'm about to roll up myself. I got a couple different strands here. Eric Spencer, appreciate you for tapping in tonight, man. Major salute to you, bro. And Lewis Peasy said salute to Schizo. A couple of my moderators in the building tonight. I got to roll a little J up, to get everything kicked off. Got a couple different strands here that I picked up. A couple different cookie strands. Hope everybody's doing well with all the snow and shit, if that's affecting your area. Hope everybody enjoyed the Martin Luther King holiday this week. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you were doing, whether you were working, whether you had it off, you know what I mean? Saying whatever you guys were doing, hope everybody was enjoying their time. You know who I am. I am your host, Mikey T, the movie star. Let's get into rolling one of these J's before we get started here. That's right. Everybody continue sharing this video. I'm about to roll me up a raw. Just getting things going, getting things started here. Jeez. There we go. We is Gucci. We is Gucci. Yes, sir. T-Dot in the building. Major salute to you, bro. Morning, 4 a.m. India, buffering. Hey, what's up, man? Salute to you out in India. Salute to you out in India for sure. Go ahead, hit that like button. Share this video. We're just getting kicked off tonight. Got a great live video planned for tonight. My co-host going to be joining me. You got to get on them dabs, fam. Yeah, one of my dogs actually is big into dabs. Me, not so much. I'm more of a blunt guy. Blunts and Red Bull. Share this video, everybody. Major salutes to y'all. Excuse me, I'm just rolling something up at the moment. Make sure to hit that like button, share this video. The new background is fire. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate the interest on the interview with Sue Surf. I'm going to be doing a lot of new things on the channel, you guys, as far as interviews, like cutting up shorter interviews. You know what I mean? Like a lot of what the other channels are doing, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be doing a lot of what the other channels are doing, putting together shorter clips for everybody out there. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't want to sit through an hour-long interview. But I think everyone's going to like the new tactics that we have. Yeah, Surf is one of the dopest rappers, and he's one of the dopest battle rappers in the game. One of the dopest battle rappers in the game as well. All right, here we go. Now we're good. Excuse me. Too Pretty says, I like long interviews. Hell yeah. I know a lot of people like the long style formatted interviews, but also I know there's people out there that want to see some of the clips condensed into a smaller time frame, like a 2.5 minute clip or even a 3 minute clip. Yeah, that death row goes hard. Major salute to you, Vader. Definitely appreciate you for tapping in. Go ahead, hit that like button, share this video. Let everybody out there know that Mikey T, the movie star, is tapped in for tonight, going over some of the news popping out there. That's right. Share this video. Put it in your, put it on your Facebooks, your Twitters, your Instagram stories. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody know that Mikey T is going live tonight. Definitely appreciate y'all for staying in tune with me on a regular basis. You know, you guys are what keep the channel going. You guys keep the channel going on the real. Gonna add in a couple of my co-hosts for tonight so we can get this thing going. Right. Did Straight Drop really cry? You are funny. I'm not sure. I don't, we're gonna go over that. I have a bunch of notes. We're gonna go over that. We have a couple different topics tonight. We're talking about NBA Youngboy. NBA Youngboy disses Lil Durk again. This time a little bit more viciously, in my opinion. Straight Drop had his arraignment. That's right, you guys. Straight Drop actually had his arraignment. And Key Glock spoke on Young Dolph. Key Glock has finally spoke on Young Dolph through song. He spoke on Dolph through song, which I find to be interesting. You know, that he actually took that route rather than come out with a little video for the gram or even a further interview on the Breakfast Club. I thought it was interesting that Key Glock actually did it through song. He dropped a new record called Proud a little bit earlier this week. And he dissed NLE Choppa. He dissed NLE Choppa as well. Yeah, he had that whole incident. He had that whole incident with the fan. I appreciate you, bro. NBA Youngboy don't want smoke with Lil Durk. But does NBA Youngboy want smoke with NLE Choppa? And I don't really think it matters if Youngboy wants smoke with Choppa because he's got so many fans that his fans are going to take up for him. We've seen that in a lot of cases, and we saw that little video that popped up. Where were they at the airport? It was some sort of a station, and one of Choppa's fans actually popped up on NBA Youngboy. Youngboy is plugged in. Youngboy has people willing to go to bat for him, man. That's when you know you're an ultra celebrity, when you got people willing to go to bat for you guys. But yeah, everybody go ahead and share this video. We got some dope topics to speak on tonight. I'm about to roll something up so we can get started. So we're talking about NBA Youngboy, who dissed Lil Durk and NLE Choppa. Who's a cool ass cat, man. And we're gonna be talking about Birdman a little bit later because we did a live a few weeks ago or last week where Lil Durk had been embraced by Gucci Man, and on NBA Youngboy's new song, he actually mentions Birdman. You know what I'm saying? Just like, oh yeah, that's one of the lines he says. Just like your friend, you'll bite the dust. Just Bodega, what's popping with you, man? Thank you for tuning in. Schizo said everyone's plugged in. It just depends on who you are. Yeah, it depends on who you are, who you will have go to bat for you, throughout this whole situation. First, we saw what happened to King Von in Atlanta, and now we see Lil Durk working with pretty much the king of Atlanta, in my opinion. T.I. could be the king of the South, but Gucci Man is definitely the king of Atlanta. Yup, Stun of Five. And they did that album together. They actually had, well, not really an album. I'm not going to sit here and call it an album. What was it, an EP? I mean, it's something. You know what I'm saying? But it seemed to have got pushed back a few times. We've seen NBA Youngboy actually connect with several different artists like Moneybagg Yo, only to push back on the project. We saw him connect with, who else did we see him connect with? We saw him connect with so we saw him pull back from the connection with Moneybagg Yo. He also had a great relationship with Kevin Gates. They later separated, so we've seen a few times him connect with guys that he ultimately did not stay in tune with. And on this record, he said, on the record that he dropped today or the other day, he actually said that a lot of people in the industry would rather see him split. Birdman just put money up to get Youngboy out. Vader 409 says that's dope, man. That's dope to see that the connection is really worth something between Birdman and NBA Youngboy. Now, is NBA Youngboy really a Cash Money recording artist? No. He's not really a Cash Money recording artist. He didn't really come up under Birdman, but Birdman's attached himself to it. I don't think that Birdman was ultimately what made NBA Youngboy more popular either. Like in a lot of cases, you would say that Birdman helped Young Scooter gain popularity, or Birdman helped Young Thug gain popularity. But I don't think the same would be said for NBA Youngboy. NBA Youngboy is working with Birdman. I mean, he probably looks at it like an OG type of thing. You know what I mean? But honestly, NBA Youngboy is different in a way because Birdman really made Thugger pop. It's Aaron. It's Aaron's Way says, no lie, those diss songs was fire, but is it good for the culture right now? That's what I'm saying, Aaron. Like I really didn't expect NBA Youngboy to take this route, but apparently both NBA Youngboy and NLE Choppa have albums dropping in the near future. This weekend, possibly. I know artists have started dropping albums on Friday. So, Aaron, the way to get streams up, which means the way to get sales up is to actually put out records that the people are looking to search, looking for more of a reason to search. Just like the regular fans are going out there and listening to it for any old reason. You got a lot of people who are going to look at it to find out what the lyrics are, where he's actually dissing somebody. Vader 709. That's what Whack 100 said. That Birdman put money up. Money up for what? Money up for that From the Bayou project? Because I don't think anybody in this live tonight became acquainted with NBA Youngboy or Youngboy because of his work with Birdman, and that's not the same for every artist, like some people like look at the Kodak Black and French Montana situation. Like Kodak Black had a wave before going to work with French. This ain't what he want. Yo, what up, Zeno? I call him like I see him, but this ain't what he want. I don't think, I was looking up some of the numbers today. You know what I'm saying? Lil Durk be putting out shit that does like 12 million views in a month and growing. A lot of people have got on my ass and said, yo, you really got to look at the numbers and the sales when it comes to a competition between NBA Youngboy and Lil Durk. But honestly, between those guys, it's really a tough call to make between who's bigger. You look at the situation that NBA Youngboy has had to face, going to jail on multiple occasions, getting locked up, getting his career taken away from him in several different instances. But Lil Durk has faced a few of those same setbacks himself. Durk has been arrested more than once, where everybody counted Durk out like it was going to be over for him. I don't know if you guys remember. Durk had been arrested I think it might have been back in Chicago. I'm not too sure, but they found some joints in there, and everybody was like, yo, it's fitting to be over for Durk, but it's not. And look at him now. He's at the biggest point of his career. I understand NBA Youngboy sold a bunch of units while he was locked up. That's a commendable effort, going number one while you're actually locked up in prison. But look what he's resorting back to now. He's actually digging into this beef. He's actually digging into this beef with Lil Durk. This past situation that I think a lot of people thought he was too big of a man to actually deal with. I think a lot of people were thinking he was in too big of a frame of mind to actually deal with that shit, too far past it. But let me bring in my co-host, my guy, Rosewood. What is popping, bro?
Mikey T, what up, my J? How you?
Oh, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I was just talking to the people. You was telling me earlier today that both of these guys, NBA Youngboy and NLE Choppa, have albums dropping. Is it this coming weekend?
Friday. I do believe, Friday. Both of them had albums dropping on Friday.
All the artists are really dropping their albums on Fridays now instead of Tuesdays, Rosewood.
Right. And that's what it threw me off, because always Tuesday was like for everything. So I guess that's the CD era. And now we're in the digital era switching over.
Yep, exactly, man. And a lot of people, they commend NBA Youngboy on what he did. The man went to number one while incarcerated, Rosewood. You got to give it that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think his rollout is going to be good because right now on Billboard, I think it's Gunna. He's out right now.
Yep, Gunner actually defeated The Weeknd. A lot of people were not thinking that Gunna was going to hit number one this week. Maybe even Gunna himself let himself down on this one. Rosewood saying, I'm going against The Weeknd. I'm not going to get my hopes. I'm not going to let my dreams get hurt if I don't hit number one. What do you think in regard to that, Rosewood?
Well, Gunna realized the situation, and the Weeknd is so big of an artist, not only in the U.S. but overseas. So for him to go number one on Billboard is like cliche-ish. So Gunna is almost like, look, if it happens, we kind of figured that, but now he could be surprised that he actually got the number one spot. Actually work harder and keep doing this thing. So the Weeknd is so much of a major artist. If you're going up against him, if you're sitting in the meeting with your record label and you like, oh, my album's dropping when the Weeknd's dropping, you like, that's pretty tough shoes to fill within itself. So, I think he was just being humble and modest on, sales period, and try to outsell the Weeknd. That's almost impossible right now, but he did it. So
Right.
that's what's up.
Right. So in similar regard, NBA Youngboy just coming off a number one album while he was incarcerated. You know what I mean? Now he's got 2 songs out on the internet that'll more than likely be on the album, and they're being heavily streamed right now, Rosewood. So it seems like he's got all of his ducks in a row to have another number one album this coming week.
Yeah, pretty much. And we see that he's coming with the publicity too. So pretty much got his ducks in order, but more than him, the label, I think they're going to do a major rollout because he's out. He's not in, so they can do more stuff, and he can do more stuff because even though he's on house arrest, he's out. So they can still do a lot of stuff, shoot the videos.
Like Rosewood, a lot of stuff, like record new songs.
Oh, hell yeah.
New songs that go with the current news. If Lil
Mm-hmm.
Durk says something, if an altercation happens with NLE Choppa and one of his fans, he can make a song about it the next day that they can put on the album. Whereas him being in jail, they have a set list of songs.
Facts. Or you can put it like this. He can drop songs that's leading up to the album. The songs don't even have to be on the album. The album can be finished. The album can be a finished product. Then it goes back to what you're saying. A song might can be a bonus track, and you can put that on there. It's to get your fanfare definitely to go there. So, it's definitely promotion tactics that always been used in hip hop, in the industry of hip hop. I'll say that, to get the album sales out there.
Well, NBA Youngboy. Well, really, it's really this new crop of artists that really know how to market themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get their shit out there. It's like, how the new generation is. They just like to put every little piece of information out there about themselves. Whereas the guys like us from a different generation, we sort of we know how to hold back a little bit rather than give out everything. And if you really want to win in this game, Rosewood, I think we both know the artist has to give everything. You got to give everything to this industry, and then you will really blow up.
Man. And just for any artist out there, you can give everything to the industry and still don't blow up. So, it's going back to what Gunna's saying. If I go number one, that's all that. But if I don't, I'm not going to be shocked. So think of all the work he put in. And now he put in all that work. He might think this whole project is banging, but now they say, oh, you got to go number one, basically. You got to go number one. But he's saying he came on basically said, look, even if I go number 2, 3, I'm being top 5. But if I don't go 1, that's okay. So you definitely have to put your all into this. You have to give it 110, And I say if you want to blow, you got to give it 150. Because it takes a whole lot. Because even when you're out there, it takes way more work than when you were just on the come up. So a lot of people don't realize that or even see that side, that when you do get to a certain success, it takes a whole lot more than when you were coming up. It's just different. So you're right about that. You got to give it your all jumping into this right here. So they definitely, and going what you said in the beginning of it, with them showing everything, I guess that's this generation. Because like in my generation, it's just, I don't know. It's almost like taboo. You're not supposed to say all that, or you're not supposed to say what's going on, especially on your legal situation, or if you're going through legal things, you don't want to instigate things to bring on more legal troubles.
We'll get into that in a little bit as well. Now, Glitch says that Youngboy gets no industry support and has no Instagram or Twitter and still at the top of the list in the rap game. Who else is doing this? Now, it seemed to me that NBA Youngboy got quite a bit of industry support in the beginning. I mean, I noticed he had collaborations and many videos with Kevin Gates.
Mm-hmm.
As we'll get into a little bit later, and he mentioned on his new song, he does have a relationship with Stunna, that is Birdman. What are some of the other relationships? We're gonna get into it a little bit later. He says he speaks with Chief Keef all the time, Rosewood. Who's a couple other people that you know NBA Youngboy to be around?
Uh, Rich the Kid.
Rich the Kid.
Because even with the Rich the Kid situation, he said he won't do music with Lil Uzi because Rich the Kid and Uzi got a problem, you know. And NBA YoungBoy definitely is signed to a major. So when you say no industry support, you mean from the artist or you mean from the actual label? You know,
I
I asked him
think
to clear that
mostly
up.
everybody loves NBA YoungBoy, just to be 100% honest with you, man. I think if he wasn't doing all this shit talking, in all honesty, I think with King Von's passing, maybe this is just me, Rosewood, but I think with King Von's passing, I think eventually NBA YoungBoy and Little Durk would have worked together again. Not Quando Rondo, of course, not Quando Rondo, but I think in the perfect world that NBA YoungBoy and Little Durk would have more than likely worked together. I think NBA YoungBoy and King Von were on the way to working together before Von's passing.
Mm, that maybe, but isn't Quando? I think Quando Rondo is he signed to NBA YoungBoy or
Yeah, they're tight. They're tight, but I
so?
mean,
It's
you
so
need to
I
know when to, you need to know when to cut dead weight, though. I mean, Quando Rondo has really lost his career.
but the person NBA YoungBoy is, you see the loyal. He's real loyal, and just like I said with the Rich the Kid, Lil Uzi situation, I think he's rocking with Quando, and it's almost like guys like it started off. I think I said in the last live, when they were rocking with Fredo Bang, and that's like
Right.
they don't get along. So he's like, "Oh, all right, y'all, that's who you rocking with. This who I'm rocking with," and it just so happens who he does a song with is Dirt and Quando Rondo's over here, so now it's like it's clashing. So at the same time, I think it's a buildup of a lot of other stuff, and then it's just reaching a peak.
So, who did Fredo Bang eventually work with?
Little Dirt.
Right. And we're going to talk about that later because that's something that I think NBA Youngboy mentioned in this.
Mm.
He says, NBA Youngboy says, yo, you can sleep with my baby mamas. I don't give a damn about that. Was he capping when he said that, Rosewood? I mean, the guy has probably several baby mamas. So, do you think, like, just you personally, do you think he really could care less, or is he just saying that for the public presentation?
It's definitely public presentation because you're an artist, you gotta spice everything up. Rappers definitely going to exaggerate things. So some of them maybe you might feel that way now. You know, the persona he gives off is he don't really care. You know, so who knows? But you know, it's rap.
Yep. So we're definitely going to be talking about NBA YoungBoy, Little Durk, NLE Choppa. Straight Drop had his arraignment today. Um,
Yeah.
he had his arraignment today. He was asked about having a lawyer. We're going to speak about that. But also, Key Glock spoke on Young Dolph. He didn't just speak on him, he released a song in memory of him, a song called Proud. Rosewood, what do you think about Key Glock taking that route with everybody having eyes on Key Glock? Yo, like, what's Key Glock going to say about Dolph? How is this affecting Key Glock? He took it a step ahead because, a lot of people were like, is he going to have a music career?
Mm-hmm.
And instead of
Mm-hmm.
just talking about him, he showed that he could do it in song.
Yeah, that's and watching that video, it's crazy. I just realized I'm like, man, Young Dolph should still be here, you know. And it's just like you can see the heart hurt and the pain in Key Glock in that video with going to that memorial. It just going to that memorial and being from that city and probably be frequenting that same place yourself. And also just thinking like, damn, that could have been me, at the same time. But you know, his camp is definitely going, or the record label, the major that's behind him is definitely going to say this is the time to push, and what you got, because it seems like it seemed like he, it was hard to do that song for him. It seemed like it pretty was. Like I'm listening to the lyrics, and it just seemed like it was hard for him to do. But he got it out, man. Salute to Key Glock, man, for working. Go back to what you say. You gotta get your all. It's best to believe Key Glock don't want to be making music right now. You going through a real tragic loss right there. You're not be trying to do all this. You're not trying to do no interviews, deal with no people, none of that. But you see, still putting out the music and give you a visual for it at the same time. So I hope Key Glock can keep pushing the music too, man. R.I.P. Young Dolph.
Yeah, man, he had taken up Dolph's role at the Rolling Loud concert and did the respective presentation for Dolph. But also he's taken it a step further for everybody out there wondering how this is going to affect his music career by actually releasing a video and a song, in memory of Dolph. So like I
Mhm.
really found that, like he really was reading into what we were all saying here, wondering about his career, Rosewood. Like, will he have a career now? Because right now the spotlight's on him and he can sink or he can swim.
Facts. But I mean, I think they had a lot of preparation and things planned, and prepared for rolling out whatever was coming up next. So now it's just organizing things, getting the catalog together, and then putting the post mortem stuff out, which is real hard, because you want to keep that artist in mind, but you want it new and fresh, you know. So it's so unfortunate it got to be like that, but now the spotlight is on you, to be the head, and it's almost like you gotta make these hits, and you have to bring up the artists up too, which is hard. So I can't predict the future on his career. I hope the most success to him. I hope he keeps it going. Keep the paper route empire, keep that going. You know, but it's just the work, and it just depends on the artist at the end of the day. It just goes back.
Having a little complication with Rosewood, but I hear what he's saying. It really does depend on the artist at the end of the day. And I was going to say to him that, yeah, Rosewood, sorry about that. I was going to say, yeah, it depends on the artist, but it looks like Key Glock has that drive. He didn't let it affect him to the point where he couldn't perform. And, he
Right.
must have been in a crazy state of mind at that point, as he said in some of the lyrics on the record as well, but he
Yeah.
still he still is focusing on his music career. And I'm sure he has those people behind him, management, publicists,
Hmm.
agent, whoever he's got behind him,
Right.
pushing him in his career.
Yeah, definitely. It's you definitely, because the whole paper route empire team, is going like, all right, it's all right, what we doing now? We have to gather ourselves with the music, and we got to still keep pushing. So whatever Dolph was doing, it's like, all right, you have to pick up the torch. So it's perfect. The Rolling Loud situation for him to come out, showcase there, and then drop the video. So he keeps the momentum going, you know. And I just hope that he can keep the momentum going, after the trial and all that, and after people forget about the story, I hope he can still be around.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Key Glock's career because he's obviously showing us that Dolph turned him into an entertainer. You know what I mean? I believe they're obviously cousins, right?
Hmm.
So, he saw what his cousin could do with the industry. Almost reminds me of the interview I did with Petey Crack when he spoke on how Freeway linking up with Jay showed him what that he could actually get into the industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Salute to Petey. Salute to Free. And it's like, all right, Key Glock, even if he, wasn't rapping before and then he just got on, he was already around. So he know how the system worked. He's seen Dolph's ups and downs, he's seen his failures, he's seen his success. So Key Glock pretty much has the blueprint. For real, for real.
Yeah, exactly. He's been to shows. I imagine he's been to the Jimmy Fallon type shows. You know, he's been to all the different platforms, the Sways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All the different platforms across the United States. Hopefully, he network that so he could do it on his own, much like King Von did when running around with Little Durk. Obviously,
Right.
King Von was a few steps ahead of Key Glock, though. But I'm hoping that Key Glock takes those same steps in solidifying his own career. You know, getting a major record that we know him by and just stepping into whatever avenues he's going to do to turn us into somebody that we love and care about as an artist, like young Dolph, the most major independent artist to a lot of us at this point.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing, with, like I said, he has the blueprint or whatever, but at the same time, keeping that drive and not getting discouraged is real hard. So, it's going to be a lot of ups and downs now and after this. So, I think he can carry the torch. I think he could be that artist to step out there and carry the torch that Dolph was already carrying. And with him having a blueprint that's, a little bit more for you to go forward with, and whatever y'all had already planned to roll out and go from there, getting that together, he has a good push. So it's so unfortunate it gotta be pushed like this, but he got a good push right there, man.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is it easier or is it harder to become discouraged when you have money, though? You know what I mean? There's got to be all different types of ways that people end up getting discouraged when they have
Oh
money.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? You
yeah,
got money, so you can fly yourself or drive yourself out of sight. Then you're out of sight, you're out of mind. You know what I mean? You're not continuing on with your career. You are spending your money, you're enjoying yourself and all that, you know what I mean? But you're taking yourself out of an opportunity to become what you really should be. Well,
yeah,
obviously what Dolph knew Key Glock had in him. But I think Key Glock sees that, man. I think this guy realizes that he has the opportunity to sit down on that throne, Rosewood.
yeah. Because going back to the blueprint, you know, it's not like he wasn't right next to Dolph to see, everything going on. Like I said, the ups and downs, the failures, the success. So, when he probably had that meeting for, the deal and he denied it, Key Glock was probably right next to him. They probably had a conversation about it. So him having the blueprint and him laying down his music and finding his niche, and I think he definitely can do it for real, for real.
And also, Straight Drop and his co-conspirator, his Cody, they went before the judge. This is for the second time they went before the judge. I believe the first time, we're going to get into all the details, but I believe the first time they went before the judge, wasn't Straight Drop asked how long he needed to. Oh, no, 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 no. He was told that his arraignment was in 4 days. They didn't make any mention of a lawyer, I don't think.
No, not on the first one.
Not on the first one. Yeah. But we're going to be talking about all that tonight. What we blowing on, Mikey T? I got a couple different joints right here, man. I picked up a couple different things,
Got
Rosewood.
over there some flavors.
I got a couple. Oh shit, that thing is open right there. That's perfect, man. That's perfect. I got this shit right here. It's called some Supercharger, and then I got some Granddaddy Pluto.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Uh, let me see. Zeno says that's what the beef with Gotti was about. Dolph didn't want to sign. Well, I think Dolph wanted to sign too soon. You know what I mean? I think Dolph wanted to sign before he had established a buzz. sort of like when 50 Cent wanted to sign to Murder Inc., Rosewood. That's like the New York story of it. Like 50 went up to Ja Rule to slap hands with him, but he wasn't known at the time. So 50 got discouraged. Young Dolph went to Yo Gotti to sign. Gotti didn't really know him at the time. Fast forward a year or so later, Dolph is blown up. Now he doesn't want to sign with Gotti. Rosewood, do you got a Philly story that sort of borderlines that similar?
No, because we don't really get down like that in Philly. You know, you on that time is like you dick eating. So that's the first thing
Oh
we're gonna
yeah,
say.
let him know, Rosewood.
That's the first thing. That's the first thing we're gonna say. Like, no, we don't be one part of that. You know, we got our own thing going on. We pushing this movement, so we always pushing our own agenda. We don't care who popping, who's at the top. We always look at Philly as being on the top. So when you come with that, oh yeah, I want to be down with them, and then they play you, we like, yeah, because you was dick eating. That's what you get.
Keeping it real. Rosewood loves coming on here and just keeping it real. That was a keeping it real moment. That'll be bookmarked for life right there. Rosewood's like, I said that. I got it out there. It is written.
Hey man, I call it all it is right there, man.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. So we're gonna be talking about we're gonna go over the full breakdown of what happened to Straight Drop in his court date. I got all the shit written down. This guy is facing a whole lot of years. But we're gonna get into all the specifics of it very shortly. Chief Keef and NBA Youngboy, little bit of an association there. I want to read you a lyric, Rosewood. I want to read you a lyric that actually involved Chief Keef and NBA Youngboy. Let me get to it right here. So NBA Youngboy said, better get your ass up out of here, Juana man. Text him through the night and through the day. That be my fucking man. Now, Chief Keef had referred to himself as the Juana man. NBA Youngboy saying that he's texting Chief Keef through the night and through the day, like they're cool like that, man. Do you think that Chief Keef and NBA Youngboy could have a relationship like that, or do you think he's talking about the weed, man? But hold on, before you answer that, everybody in here, let it marinate a little bit. I'm gonna bring in our co-host, our guy, the Hood Blogger.
Twas. What's good, my G?
Salute the bros. Report Card Radio Live Familiar. We in the building, man. What's good,
That's
John?
right.
What's good,
What's
bro?
cracking, my G?
I can't complain, man. Another day. You know what I'm saying? Happy to see, bro.
Facts, man. Facts.
So you guys, so I was just asking Rosewood about this lyric. We didn't mention it in the last video, but it's on the song Bring the Hook, which was actually the first diss record or the first promo record, I really want to call it, the first buzz record in regard to NBA Youngboy's new album dropping this weekend against NLE Choppa Twiz. So on the song Bring the Hook, he mentions Chief Keef apparently saying this line, better get your ass up out of here, Juana man. Text him through the night and through the day. That be my fucking man. What do you think, Rosewood? Is he talking about the weed man? Because Chief Keef referred to himself as the Juana man, bro.
But it's throwing me off because you know what the character Juana Man is?
It's from that movie, the Juana man, right?
Yeah, but we know what that is. That's a tranny for real. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if he ever said that. I don't know. It's that one threw me off right there.
There's actually a Chief Keef lyric where he's talking about the Juana man.
It's only one of them, and we know it comes from that movie. So I don't know about that one right there, man.
No, I'm talking about the Juana man, the movie.
Yeah,
that actually had Miguel Nunes, whoever the hell who.
No, I know who he is. I know who he is.
I don't want to put no disrespect on that man's
No,
name,
he's a great actor.
but I
Shout out
definitely
to
remember this
Nunez.
movie.
He been in a lot of hood classics for real. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
no, I was
where
thinking
it came
about
from.
Big
I think I was thinking
facts.
about something else, Miss Pretty. A man playing a woman. Zenio, much love. Appreciate you, Zenio. Whoever. I don't think. I mean, they played a lyric right after where Chief Keef actually. But anyways, let's get to the topic. What do you make of NBA YoungBoy's association with Chief Keef?
I think it's just they might have linked up, just with Chief Keef, and Chief Keef's definitely a fan of the music, you know, all the up and coming artists. He definitely be showing love. So, and I think NBA YoungBoy is a fan of Chief Keef, and it's just a mutual respect and mutual love. So if they be chopping it about industry stuff, I wouldn't be surprised.
Twiz, do you think Chief Keef is going to be texting NBA YoungBoy as frequently with all the buzz, going around between him and Little Durk right now? Or do you think he really isn't paying that no mind? I mean, these dudes like
It's
came up together rapping in Keef's grandma's house.
it's a 50-50, man. Like Keith the type of guy where it's like he's still from the rack, you know what I'm saying? He's still old block at heart at the end of the day. So it's like a thin line. I feel like his relationship would still be good, but he in a position where he's trying to make more business decisions instead of getting caught up in too much messiness, even though he still be talking heavy in his music here and there. But it's a possibility. But it would be crazy, for it to go public for, Keith to be, locking in with NBA during this situation right now.
Mm,
Yeah,
it
it's
would be.
actually not just Chief Keef, but Rosewood. Chief Keef keeps his connection with NBA YoungBoy. That opens him up to getting another plaque. Um,
Mm.
do you think if Chief Keef were to publicly work with NBA YoungBoy at this point, it would affect his relationship further with Dirk? I mean, we haven't really seen too much of a public relationship with them, anyways.
Right. So I don't think we will see one, because it hasn't been one. And Chief Keef, he's always been like the rebel. He never is going to go with the plan the plan we think he's going to go with. He always goes against the grain. So I don't even see him coming out publicly. I don't see Chief Keef even saying anything.
Right. If anything, I see a record dropping with Chief Keef and NBA Youngboy because, like not even with no internet type shit going on, just a song that's going to possibly sell 500,000 copies or a
Right.
million copies and people are going to make money,
Mhm.
because, like Rosewood said, Twiz, we haven't got this connection with Keith, Dirk, and Little Reese on an album. We never got the Chicago album.
Facts.
Right.
And do you think it's ever going to happen at this
Facts.
point before we get into tonight's show?
I it's possibility because as time go on, people
Yeah.
mature. I feel like it's probably more up to Dirk than anybody. You know what I mean? Dirk is really the one that really been like pressing the issue. We can't forget that Keith started that whole wave of Chicago, so it would be lit. They, like I said
Yeah.
before, they would be stronger together. It would make more sense business wise, if anything.
Right, you're right. Look how people have matured. Like, look at the NWA before Easy's passing. They were looking at getting back together. Um, we've seen 50 Cent give Young Buck multiple opportunities to come back to G Unit. You know, yeah, look how people mature. Even look at state property getting back together and going on the road. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? People mature, like you're saying,
True,
Twist.
That is true. But
true. That's a fact.
one unfortunate thing is, I think, especially with the new generations of rappers, it's like we don't get all the collabs how we did back in the day. Like we don't have the tracks like Reservoir Dogs and stuff on the Rough Riders compilation album. Like features like you would never think of. Like, oh, they on the same song. We're not getting that no more. And it's kind of messed up for real. Because looking at it, they should all have like songs, present songs together, and like tracks where they're all together, testing their lyrical prowess and testing their skill instead of really beefing. You know,
Well, everybody, welcome to the show. I am here.
Facts.
I'm Mikey T, the movie star. I'm joined by my guys, the Philly boys, Rosewood,
knew
and
it.
the hood blogger, SV Twiz. We are the hip hop guys. Bond Simmons will be joining us very soon. He is the rapper of the group. He is actually just leaving the studio. We have a few different topics to speak on tonight. I want to get it started with straight. Our main event is NBA Youngboy's new diss song on Lil Durk, NLE Choppa. He's going in. But I want to get started with straight drop, man. But I just gotta say, Twiz, that video of an NBA Youngboy fan pressing NLE Choppa at the
Crazy.
airport, that just showed that's some old school shit right there. When an artist has fans who are ready to throw fists with an artist on site.
That is true.
It show you how solid NBA YoungBoy fans are, how much they love him, man. You know what I mean? It like you said, bro. That's old school, man. And I don't see nothing wrong with it, long as it ain't no bullets getting thrown. You know what I'm saying? It's just like like you go to a football game or something, and you got certain football fans where it gets serious. You know what I mean? Fights on subways and things of that nature. So long as nobody life is getting taken, hey man, it's all entertainment. Let's get it.
Mm.
So Rosewood, is that two L's? Is that two L's for NLE Choppa? Because one, it's NBA Youngboy's fan coming up on him, and then two, NBA Youngboy now gets to rap on it, and it affect the streams for his album. So it's like win-win for NBA Youngboy.
Yeah, but I don't look at it as an L for NLE Chopper because we really don't see the aftermath or whatever like that.
He went all black.
Yeah, so it's like all right, he got into a situation. So now at the flip side of it, he can rap about it too and spin his narrative on it. So at the same time, like I said in the last live, is heavy promotion for the both of them. For real. Because like I said earlier in this live, both albums come out on Friday. So they're definitely pushing the promo button heavy on this joint. For real.
That's crazy, man. I was just saying, Twiz, before you jumped in here, NBA Youngboy pushed an album to go number one while he was incarcerated. I really don't understand why he feels he needs to resort to these tactics of dissing other mainstream artists in order to sell his album this time around. Rosewood and I touched on it. Do you think it's a little bit of stress of putting out another number one album?
I think it's brilliant, but reckless at the same time because we know that at the end of the day, NBA dealing with legal issues and things of that nature. Can y'all hear me clear?
Yeah, you should log out and log back in though, Twiz.
The joint jumping. I don't know if. All right,
Yeah,
let me log out and log back in because the joint jumping. All right, I'm gonna tap right back in.
Yeah, before we officially get started,
All right.
Twiz is gonna log back out and log back in so we can get situated. Obviously, you guys see Rosewood with the he's got the joint behind him the target you be shooting at the shooting range.
That was one of my good days at the range, man. Only good days go up on the wall.
Reese Scott in the building. Major salute to you. Everybody hit that like button. Share this video. We are about to go in on our topics as soon as SV Twiz gets back. He was starting to say some shit right there, man. Twiz always got some shit to say.
Facts. Twiz always. That's why I sit back in my chair. I sit back and listen, man. My bro always kicking some good facts, man. And definitely hit that like and share this video, man, because positive vibes all day over here, man. The hip hop panel in full effect. Keeping it a bean on here. How we go heavy. And keeping it real and unbiased for real, unfiltered. That's keeping it straight with everybody. Interacting with the comments. Have some good questions in the comments. They will be answered. That's how I say it, man.
Well, Rosewood, we are uncut over here.
Facts.
You know,
Cut straight, you know. So, like I said, everybody in the comments, like Mikey, even if Mikey T don't see it, I might see that joint. I'll still bring it back. I'll say what you said in that comment, you know. And you know, we don't ain't too many trolls, but they come here too. It's cool. You know, we show love to everybody. Just because somebody else hated on me, you gotta hate.
facts.
Big
Simply
facts.
put. Simply put. Yeah, man. I noticed in a lot of the interviews too, some people are commenting like, damn, Mikey T actually asked some of the questions that other people are scared to ask or that other people don't want to ask. And I was like, oh, damn, man. I respect what some people say about my interviews.
That's what's up, man. That's real. That's good money right there, man. You know, because Mikey T, you already know, start off, you know, been watching you since the DVD eras and, you know, interviews and just bringing us information from the artists that we wouldn't have seen for real, for real. So now that we popping on here and we just spreading knowledge and, you know, going over topics of the day and keeping it buzzing for real, you know, we really doing a service to the hip hop community for real, man.
Steven Rivera says, Rosewood, is Razor still making music?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Shout out my brother Razor. Y'all know what it is. My brother home on house arrest, so you know he definitely in the lab heavy or whatever. So right now we just trying to, you know, set everything out so we can get around or whatever. You know, POs and dealing with that situation and all that. The ankle monitor is a hassle. You know, unfortunately, we aren't up there on the high level or had that main industry backing where we can do what we want. So we working out here. So definitely, my brother's definitely dropping music. And check out my brother on all platforms. Check out Razor on all platforms. His music is on all platforms. You know, just type in YouTube OBH Razor or Razor OBH Razor. You know, Philly. He gonna pop up.
So, so let me see here. So let's get into the new song. Let's get into the new NBA Youngboy song.
That Joe, he was going in, man. He was going in. You know, when I heard it this morning, I was like, "Whoa!" You know, I admit, I'm listening to it. I'm already like, "Dad, he going in LA. He's talking about your manager going to be in black, and I know NLE manager is his mom. So it's like, well, I'm like, all right." And you could tell, like you said, it's real rough. It's current. It's real. It's like almost like a rough draft. Like he threw the rough draft out there. Like I ain't mixing. I ain't doing nothing. Throw that bitch out.
Yes,
And
he
that's how
says
it
the
came.
F word in it a lot. Mother effing a whole lot.
Yeah, he was going. He was definitely going in, man. He was definitely going in.
So the song was called Know Like I Know.
Yeah.
Any significance to the title there, Rosewood? Know Like I Know? What do you think that bleeds into?
See now, one thing I don't really try to do because it wrecks my brain is the titles. Because it could be a whole diss song and the title would be named something else. Don't got nothing to do with it, or it'd be too subliminal and you have to be a real heavy fan and know. So I don't really know. I don't know it.
Right. Like the last one was called What's the Hook or something
Yeah,
along those lines.
yeah, something like that. So I don't know.
So the lyric, hey, I bet your mama be destroyed when we send your stupid ass to God. That's in reference to NLE Choppa's mom being his manager, you're saying?
Yeah, because his mom is his manager, so he going like he's basically, you know, killing two birds with one stone. He on his like pocking him up type time. You know,
Bro,
he
honestly, I just thought
doing
that
this.
was like a heavy lyric. You know what I mean? I thought that was like a heavy way to start the song. Like, hey, I bet your mom be destroyed when we send your stupid ass to God. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that was like just a hard way to start the song. But to hear about that whole situation of NLE, who is seemed to be a relatively independent artist to me, when I
Mhm.
first became aware of NLE Choppa is when he did that video that went viral with Birdman of actually he was dancing in the studio with Birdman and going crazy,
Okay. Now I remember when NLE Choppa first came out, and they was comparing him to NBA YoungBoy, and he came out and said like he was a fan of NBA YoungBoy, and so now to see people going back and forth is crazy.
I don't really compare them in a similar way. I mean, I didn't see that NBA YoungBoy had the same energy as NLE Choppa.
Right, two different people, but kind of similar into their style of how they look or whatever like that, how they can attack the market for real. Because at one point they was just calling NLE Chopper like an industry plant,
Okay.
But now you clearly see, he out here really working, and I don't know if he's signed to a major or not. He's definitely independent, but I don't even know if he has a major backing at all.
I'm pretty sure somebody in the chat room can let us know which label he is with.
Mhm.
Now, how would NBA YoungBoy have known that NLE Choppa's manager was his mom? Is that something that's common knowledge, or do they have somewhat of a prior relationship?
No, that's common knowledge in the industry, because you have to know that. So NBA young boys definitely gonna know that, because they're gonna be pretty. They definitely have a lot of some of the same fans
Yep,
and some of the same people working with them, you
you're right.
know. So they're gonna know. They're gonna be familiar with who's dealing with who.
Yep, you're right. It is common knowledge that NLE Choppa's mom is actually his manager. Yep, Too Pretty says it's common knowledge. So it seems like NBA, was a little offended by the comments made about him, when they had said, how are you on demon time when you're on house arrest? His next lyrics were along the lines, they know I'm a demon. You ain't met the devil until you seen me. I kind of felt like that was him sort of he kind of was offended, when he was called out on being a demon. I think these guys like being on demon time, Rosewood.
I at the same time I think it's more with the publicity and keeping up the image of who you portrayed when you first came out and who you always been on the records for real, for
Right.
real.
Yeah. You're right.
You know,
I don't think everybody wants to be running around like a demon from The Conjuring. Yeah, I think it's more about the image of somebody put out a major tweet. I think it was
Mhm.
like King Von's sister or something like that. And
Yeah,
she was like, how are you on demon time when you're on house arrest? And, a lot of people, when you're on house arrest, you got to be on your P's and Q's.
exactly. So that's why it's really stupid that comment right there. And it get people messed up in the head because you start thinking, oh, you could be that person when you got that bracelet on. Yes, you can't. You cannot be on no stupid stuff. So it's like people can say whatever they want, but at the same time, NBA young boys seeing this like, oh, y'all throwing y'all little jabs. Well, listen, let me bomb on y'all, and I'm going to make money off of it. So y'all can say everything y'all want. I'm just going to keep coming out with disc records, and then I'm gonna sell up music. So I see the method to his madness.
He's going to make diss music that the people actually like to hear, like Hit 'em Up. You know what I'm saying? Diss music that people can listen to. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right.
So the hooks seem to be classic NBA YoungBoy, the NBA YoungBoy style melody. I
Mhm.
want his soul and he gonna get it. Hope you know like I know, gonna die for choosing sides though. I'm smelling blood and I'm fiending. Now, before we get into the smelling blood and fiending, because that's like a red flag right there. You had spoke Rosewood on Fredo Bang, who beefed with NBA YoungBoy, and then Little Durk had popped up doing songs with him. Now, do you think that lyric is related to that when he says, "Hope you know, like I know, gonna die for choosing sides though"?
It could be. It could be to him. It could be the NLE Chopper or whoever is, siding with, say, the industry. He could be basically saying like, all right, look, whoever is siding with the industry, pick your side because I'm anti-industry right now. So he could be playing it out. It's just little subliminals he throwing in there.
I mean, how offended do you think he really was by Little Durk working with Fredo Bang? Do you think he really was like, all right, Durk, well, you work with him, that means I'm literally never gonna work with you. Is that really how he would take it?
I
That's
think
kind of
so.
childish.
I think so. Why he young. He's in his early 20s. So I look at it because I say yeah because I look at the situation where he said about Uzi. He said he liked Uzi as an artist, but he can't work with him because Uzi has a problem with Rich the Kid, and that's somebody he has a close relationship to.
Okay.
So if he's saying that about that, then you already know he seen that. He said, "Oh, all right, that's how they moving. That's how I'm gonna move."
So NBA Youngboy is on house arrest and he's smelling blood and fiending. He's writing about this on a track while he's on house arrest. He's smelling blood. He's fiending. He wants his soul. He's on some Shun Kai Shak shit. I know he's on some. What was his
Shang
name?
Tsung,
He's
Shang
on some
Tsung.
Shang Tsung shit. You know what I'm saying? He wants his soul. Uh, these lyrics are just kind of crazy. Do you think anything like, probation wise, parole wise, that they would catch hold of these lyrics and be like, what are you doing writing about fiending for blood?
Now, look, the thing is, because they definitely can, like, can come back and get the lyrics, or they'll definitely reach out to his people. But that's why I don't think it's going to be on the album. So I think he'll push these songs, and even if they tell him to take them down or get them off the internet, which you can't do, but you can try to do. We already heard it now. But at the same time, you should fall back because the lyrics could come to haunt you when you come up to court, stuff like that. You don't know what they be doing, how they watching you for real, you know.
Especially, we're going to get into the amount of time that NBA Youngboy is facing. But
Yeah.
Rosewood, I got to disagree because I think if he takes these songs off of his album, that means the streaming will not be accumulated into his final sales.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, if the album's already completed or those songs aren't the ones that whoever's behind them want on there, then they ain't going on there. And like the song that he does drop, that's a little hard. So I don't know if that joint gonna be on there. Like I said before the show started, it might be a bonus track. Now that's something he can spend on there and make some profit off of and keep the product going. It's like, all right, I gotta basically this with these bonus tracks on here that's not on the real album. And that will get people to buy that, or you can make that an NFT and sell it like that. So there's ways to make profits off these so-called diss tracks and still have a whole complete album of something else.
Now, another note I do want to touch on. In the news, it was reported that Jay-Z and Meek Mill are actually trying to push forth a bill where rap lyrics would not be able to, take the major lead in cases, not be able to even be used in cases. I wanted to get your thoughts on this being introduced.
Yeah, that's dope, and I'm glad they're taking that initiative and even bringing it to the light. Because even if they don't get it pushed forward, somebody eventually will, for real. Because when they first, I don't even know who's the first case to ever get that done. I will have to really do my rap homework, and
Yeah.
somebody in the comments, if you know that, that's all that. But please let me know who's the first rapper to get the lyrics used against them in court. But when they started doing that, it just left a real nasty taste in my mouth. Like, yo, this is an art form, and even like it just shouldn't be. You shouldn't be able to do that. It just seemed wrong to me. So for them to stand up and take that initiative to push that forward, I hope they can get legislation passed for real, to even get that done. So a lot of injustices go on to get you locked up, and even while you are locked up. So if somebody can do that, because rap is always supposed to be the means to get us out the hood. So then when you get out the hood, your rap lyrics get used against you in a criminal RICO indictment, that affects everybody. So I'm glad, Hov and Meek are doing that, man. Shout out to Jay-Z, shout out to Meek for pushing that agenda, man.
Yep, I just wanted to bring that up because I know it's something that you take a personal interest in, and it was a current topic, that goes sort of along with right what we're talking about tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on, NBA Youngboy got a little bit brutal on this track, and
A little bit.
yeah, he said there ain't no copping, please. You shouldn't have said shit. You ain't getting no pass. You gonna rep the same block as that bitch, then that's gonna be your ass. Now, when he says the term, you gonna rep the same block as that bitch, then that's gonna be your ass. When we're talking about the word block, you gotta think King Von. Or talk to me, Rosewood. What are we talking block here?
Well, I definitely think he's talking about old block, but it's the lyric I think that comes after that he says something about Atlanta. So I think that's where it fits all together. And when you listen to it all, when you listen to the song and that part comes on, he says old block, and then he says something about Atlanta, boy get folded up or whatever. So then you like, oh, he talking about Vaughn, or he talking about old block. So you already know what he
Oh,
talking.
that's a different song, Rosewood. That's a whole different song.
What he say? He don't say that afterwards.
No. The Atlanta Boy Get Fold Up is on the Hook song.
Oh, okay, so that's what I'm saying. So all right, well that's what I'm saying. It's like all right, you talking about Vaughn, and then when he say that block, it's like yeah, old block.
So
He's stirring up the trouble.
Yeah, Asia, the Atlanta Boy Get Fold Up was actually on the other diss song though. The one we're talking about right now is the Know Like I Know record. Is the album, and it looks like the album is going to be called Colors, Rosewood.
Yeah, that's the name of NBA Youngboy's album that's coming out on Friday.
Colors. And what's the name of NLE Choppa's album?
Me versus Me. I think that's the name of it. Me versus Me.
Yep, Me versus Me. NLE Choppa. Actually, you sure this album didn't already release on December? Looks like this album released on December 17th.
Me versus Me is already out.
Yeah.
Thought it came out Friday. I know.
No. It says right here expected January 21st.
Friday, both of them on Friday.
Maybe
now I know NBA Youngboy, his album was supposed to already come out, but he pushed it back to the 21st.
Youngboy's flow is intense, though. Yeah, he has a dope ass flow. You know what I mean? He gets records done right away. Like, do you look at that as like a one take type of thing?
Yeah. He going there.
Okay, Asia, hit my DM. We're gonna have to go over that tomorrow for sure. You know how to get in contact with me, Asia? Hit that DM. Dennis, what's up? Trenton, New Jersey. What's poppin'?
What's cracking?
Too Pretty says, I like NBA, but I see a whole lot of dysfunctional matter. What does she mean by that, Rosewood?
Because I interpret it like this, my opinion. Salute. Thanks for tapping in. Is it's a lot of recklessness with it. And I think that's what Twiz was getting at. Yeah, it's we're gonna sell the records, but there's so much recklessness with these actions over here. It's only negative consequences that can come with this. So we, people they're going to sit here now, listen to the music and all that. But if the bad happens, and nobody wants to see that, or they take a different approach. So it's definitely, a lot of negative stuff on there, and there's just a lot of reckless stuff for real. So I would interpret it like that there's so much recklessness with it, and we know that there's only negative outcomes that come with this.
Right. And speaking of that, NBA Youngboy in this record revealed or spoke on the fact that he's facing 7 years in jail. I'm
Mm-hmm.
facing 7 years. I ain't known to shed a tear. So this guy's facing 7 years in jail, and he's really just focused on the wrong things. You know what I mean? He's focused on, going back and forth with other MCs, 2
Right.
diss songs this week.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that's I go back to a comment. It's pretty much like that's what like you focus on the wrong stuff, but at the same time, this what the industry pushing. So like I said earlier, I see the method to his madness, but it definitely comes with negative consequences with that, man. And Lee H, you definitely right. You know, rap lyrics shouldn't be used in the court of law, but it definitely should be regulated because them Jones be getting out of hand. Unfortunately, I think Bobby Smurda started the trend of that, and it just became crazy. So you right, bro. I did see a comment.
Nikki D's facts, and if something happened to them boys, YB already told on himself. SMH. Now, yo, Rosewood, you can tap in on that, but also I want to say, Soldier Boy had said things before Dolph's passing that now all the blogs are using against him, but it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't seem like, the feds or anybody has come to his door. But I guess we wouldn't really know if the feds went and hollered at Soldier Boy, right?
We wouldn't know.
We
We
wouldn't know.
definitely would not know. Definitely wouldn't know. For real, for real. We definitely wouldn't know. But at the same time, with those lyrics that Youngboy giving out, and you already be on a house arrest, you really drawn for real, for real. So if he put this song out, we'll put out another song, whatever, then I see him that's pushing the album. And for real, I don't think he need to drop another diss song. Depending on how hard, they gonna go back at him now. If NLE drop something, a hit 'em up style joint, then all right, then it's on. But if
And
they don't say nothing, I think it's over.
now Rosewood, could he possibly, if he's going in facing 7 years, if he cops out 3.5 or whatever, he wants to go in selling as many units as he can, I imagine.
Yeah, definitely. You want to go in with the number one. You want to go in the number one. Because you going with that number one, you definitely pushing to the industry, whoever is backing you, that, oh, we need to get him out. Because he's always going number one. So we need him to get out more music. So let's do all the stuff we can do for him to get his time shaved down so he can eventually come back out. So they're definitely pushing that narrative. Look, we need to go number one, and you get booked, whatever comes with that, then we deal with it. But we definitely want the music number one.
Now he's number one. Touring is just getting back into effect. There's no touring for him. He's on house arrest, Rosewood. Touring can't be on his mind right now.
No, no. And I mean, I don't know how much leeway they're giving him, but I don't know if they'll let him do a whole tour or depending on if it's like, if it's close to where he is or whatever like that, then maybe. I don't know what restrictions he has on him.
I mean, Rosewood, do you realize that's 2 tours he's missed out on from 2 number one albums, or second potential number one album? We got 100 people in here. Share this video, everyone. We're going over all the news tonight. Straight Dropp's Arraignment, Key Glock speaking out on Young Dolph on his new song Proud. And right now, we are covering NBA Youngboy dissing NLE Choppa and Lil Durk. But yeah, Rosewood.
Yeah, it's man. Youngboy they definitely gonna push that number one narrative. Because it's kind of almost expected. And they be like, all right, look, with the rollout we already had planned, and you have a lot of attention on you got the spotlight, it's the perfect time to drop it. The weekend's out the way, Gunna, they're out the way. Only person real for us NLE Chopper, and that's what you're going to get. So let's make good promotion of it and let's push it. So they're definitely going for that number one agenda. And if he goes behind bars, he definitely won his album number one. So the people that's behind him, they can be pushing that like, look, we need to get him out to put more albums. You know, so
It's
that's
just
definitely
crazy to
a
me
thing.
that he's gonna miss out on 2 runs where he had #1 albums. You know, it's really limiting. It reminds me of when Cassidy put out the I'm a Hustler album, but he had to go to jail and he wasn't able to reap the benefits.
True.
And if Cassidy wasn't in jail when I'm a Hustler dropped, he would have made so many hundreds of thousands of dollars that turned into millions that his career would have went such a different direction. Just my
Yeah.
opinion.
No, now that's one thing I always looked at as with Cass, that so much unfortunate shit happened to him, you know, when his career was just supposed to be was going up and was popping. And when I'm a Hustler came out, with him being in jail, we really seen that you can't do nothing. Like there was no promotion for it. We had the video, but the album, there's no promotion for it. There's no tours. He's not at Powerhouse. He's not around pushing it. So it's on our mind, and we're like, oh, he around. So when the next thing come out, we jumping on it. It wasn't like that because he had to do that jail time for real, for real. So you know, it doesn't always work in your favor. So you know, with NBA, he got the fan base is so massive and crazy for real, for real. And I think it only with him not doing the shows, you know, I look at it as a label point of view, as when he finally gets to do a show, it's going to be major. Or when he finally gets to do these tours or a tour, whatever it may be, he's looking at arenas now because everybody's like, oh, he never been on tour. This is the first one. I want to be there. So at the same time, I'm looking at it from a label standpoint of view, like, all right, he missed these tours that you know these major tours right now, but when he get out, imagine the fanfare for him to perform.
So in this next part of the record, NBA Youngboy gets to stunting, and I'm not talking Birdman yet, but he gets to stunting saying he posted cars, but ain't got more whips than I. Huh? All you hoe ass together ain't got more millions than I. Huh? So NBA Youngboy is really taking that little stunt to say that he's got more money than these dudes. And look at his situation, going through a major case, but he's out. He's in Utah. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? He's got big racks. He's putting people on. What do you make of him like taking it to the money as well, taking it to the whips and the millions?
You know, it's the bravado, it's rap. You know, like I said earlier, you're gonna exaggerate it out. You gotta throw that in there as filler. You make it sound good, make it look good, for real, for real. So if you do drop a visual for it, you can match it up. You know, you can match the cars up to what you're saying. You can match the money up while you're showing it. You know, so it's just even if you don't have the visual, you paint the picture in your mind of him looking like that or showing that money or having those cars because we seen the success. So he can say that because he has so much success. You know, he's making money, and you know he's getting a lot of his money. So he can definitely say that he's gonna spice it up, add it on there.
I like it. I like it. And last week on the channel, we had spoke on Little Durk working with Gucci Man, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, so we spoke so we spoke on Little Durk working with Gucci Man, and has that possessed NBA Youngboy to bring up his relationship with Birdman? I'm wondering, Rosewood. He'd said on the phone with Stunner, my five. Now it's my time. While in the house reside. So we mentioned Gucci Man jumping in. What do you make of NBA Youngboy involving his relationship with Birdman?
Now I think he was just, you know, he's saying that to say like, look, man, I got powerful people behind me too. You know, I'm a money maker. I got some major money makers behind me. You know, I ain't the only ones that got OGs in the game that can make up calls to, you know, our bosses or whatever like that, and they bosses and really sit down and talk with them. So I think it's another flex move by him saying that, like, look, I got OGs behind me too.
And yeah, I agree with you on that, man. I think after it looked like, Dirk was out there working with Gucci Man, YB had to put something on the table. But honestly, man, I don't really know much about the relationship with YB and Birdman other than what I was saying earlier. Like a lot of these guys that Birdman aligned himself with, Birdman made them popular more, like a Young Thug, to a certain extent, Rich Homie Quan, not really, but more so Young Thug. He helped take Young, uh, the guy who made I just went to Colombia. I just bought.
Is
What
that
was it?
OT the real?
Nah, no, 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 no. I always forget his name nowadays.
I'm
Uh, I'm gonna Young Scooter, yeah.
Young
Young
Scooter.
Scooter. So Scooter started riding around with Birdman. He made him more popular and shit. But honestly, when NBA Youngboy started working with Birdman, Youngboy was already popular, Rosewood.
Yeah, yeah. Young boy, that's why I said he already been making hits and his fan base is crazy. So, definitely definitely having the backing of Birdman, him being from Louisiana, even though he's from Baton Rouge, it's probably still it's a connection right there with him and Birdman. So, you know,
Word. But so yeah, man, the third verse is where this thing really kicks off, in my opinion. I mean, you said it from the beginning when he talked about those first lines. Literally, we went over the first lines that involved NLE Choppa. But the third verse is where he really kind of got vicious, man. He got brutal on the third verse. Um, saying that all these guys are trying to be the biggest rappers. Well, I'm trying to wrap them up in a body bag with a toe tag in his last meeting with his pastor. Um, how to play with how to play with, and I play for keeps. How to play with, and I play for how you play with me, and I play for keeps. I'll clap you. I don't give a fuck. Just know, like your friend, you'll bite the dust. But no, I don't know if I the lyric copied wrong here, but he had basically said, "How are you going to play with me when you know that I play for keeps?" I think this was in relation to Quando Rondo and King Von's dispute. I don't know why. Again, it seems like NBA YoungBoy is taking credit, but that was the wording that Little Durk used on his Instagram, Rosewood, when he said, "Don't take credit for something you didn't do, bitch."
right, right. So they going back and forth, but he basically putting it on wax, so it's here to stay, and it's just back and forth, drama.
Now, this last lyric is what caught me. He said, "I don't give a, just like your friend, you'll bite the dust." He said, "I don't give a fuck, just like your friend, you'll bite the dust." Like that last lyric obviously has to be directed at Little Durk.
Yeah, he talking about Vaughn, and he basically saying it without saying it. Excuse me. He basically saying it without saying it, for real, for real. So, but we all know what he talking about.
It's a lyric, though. It is a lyric, though, that somebody says when they think that it's creative. He thinks it's a creative lyric. You know what I mean? I don't think it's anything like they always trying to put rappers in that box. Like their lyrics are shit that they're going to be acting on. Like this shit is Minority Report or something. You know what I mean? It's like they're going to break in and come in and arrest you over a lyric that you record.
Now the thing is, it's always going. They always going to look at Pac and Big, and that's what really started that. That's when we got the hip hop cops, and since then, whatever you say out your mouth been definitely monitored by the police. Because not only the rappers definitely can get killed as we see now, so unfortunate rappers get killed, but they don't talk about the people around them, that get killed or they get injured, whatever it may be. The people from their neighborhood that's warring now because the two artists are warring, but they're not even in their neighborhood no more. So they do it really because of that, So the people don't get hurt, and at the same time, the artists don't get hurt because that's what, like I said earlier, it leads to negative stuff. So when you see with the King Vaughn situation or whatever like that, whatever the problem with him and Quando Rondo was, it wasn't worth his life.
Now, Too Pretty Miss Kitty says what her NBA is when Vaughn said you got cap in your rap. Do you think King Vaughn is saying something to that extent has hurt NBA Youngboy's popularity, or do you think at this point that is all passed on over? Do you think at one point him actually saying that you've got cap in your rap actually made put a little crack in the armor, in the glass?
Yeah, because you know how they look at King Vaughn and you know his history or whatever and his reputation. So if it's coming from him, it's like, oh, then you know their fans are going to look at it like, oh, all right, that means everything he say ain't really factual, or he really ain't about none of that, or he ain't never go through none of that, whatever it may be. Now it's just a question of it. So did it hurt him? No, but yeah, that little chink, and now people that's questioning like, well, all right, well, let's do the homework on his background
King
and all that.
Vaughn said, well, King Vaughn said, you know what I mean, Rosewood?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I said, whatever, all that, like all this right here, whatever, yeah, it gets you caught up with the law because they definitely be watching because it's really hot for real, because with Vaughn's situation, you know, and all that, like
Yeah, it's all pretty current.
everything all current, so everything's still fresh. It's not like
Rest in peace, Dolph. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Look what they did to Straight Drop. They made him a number one priority. But Rosewood, I got to ask you, man, it's
yeah.
not the topic of the night. This will probably never be a topic on one of our videos. I have only actually asked one rapper about two rappers actually getting in a fight, and that was 40 Glock speaking on 50 Cent versus Jay-Z. But Danny Gray says they both ain't going to get in that boxing ring. But I want to ask you, Rosewood, if Lil Durk and NBA Youngboy got in that boxing ring, who do you think would come out on top?
I don't, I don't know. I want to see him and NLE Choppa in the ring for some reason. I
Yeah,
want
I
to,
think
I
yeah,
want to see them too.
you
You
might
know,
have a
Dirk,
point there.
yeah,
You might have a point there.
Dirk could be in the corner of NLE Choppa, but
So I can't go back and re-ask my question, is what you're saying. Nice.
oh, you can.
All right, let me.
Definitely pride. It's definitely pride. It's definitely pride, y'all.
Definitely appreciate everybody tapping in. We're gonna
Salute.
move on to our Rosewood. Before we move on to our topic of the straight drop arraignment, was there anything that you wanted to say about this record that we haven't touched on tonight?
We pretty much touched on everything, but I will say this again, like I said earlier, he on his Tupac hit him up, in his Tupac hit him up bag for real right now.
I don't even think you got to say the hit him up bag, because I think he's just into this, like he's one song after another, after another, after another. And it's like, Pac was like, when they were like, Pac, we got to chill out and master this song real quick. He's like, no, next song, next song. I feel like NBA Youngboy is that good. You know what I mean? That's why everyone's given such flack to me about the comparison of Lil Durk and NBA Youngboy, because Youngboy is that good, but Durk right now is at his height.
Yeah, Dirk got the industry behind him. So it's definitely hard when you out here, when you artists up here, you gotta sell, and that's your competition. So at the end of the day, man, records gonna get sold, but I hope everybody is safe out the matter, man, and they can really let this die down because there's so much other nonsense going on in the industry. We gotta have some type of unity sometime.
Shout out to Birmingham. Birmingham, UK. We are
Okay,
gonna move on.
salute.
We are gonna move on to our next topic, which is Straight Drop, who dropped into the courtroom for his second appearance. Rosewood, the 18th, 4 days after his first appearance in court. So now he actually had his arraignment. He was standing right side by side with his co-defendant, the 32-year-old dude, the Cornelius Smith guy. Cornelius Smith had his mask all the way on, I noticed. Now, Straight Drop had his mask below his nose. I mean, probably doing anything at this point to get sent to the hospital wing.
I don't
My
know.
fault,
Plus,
fellas. I had to update the phone and all of that real quick. I
no, it's cool.
apologize.
No
It's
doubt.
cool, Jay.
So, oh shit, yo, yeah, just you're just tapping back in, Twiz, and we've got the UK in the building. Birmingham
Ooh,
is
UK,
in the
man.
building.
Shout out to the UK, man. Shout out to the whole chat. Make sure y'all squeeze that like button. It's the hip hop channel.
Right.
Y'all know how we carry it. Montreal
Shout
in
out
the
to
building.
Montreal.
That's heavy. Let's get it.
Let's get
Everybody
it, man.
tap in. Let us know where you're from tonight. Let us know where you're tapping in from. We've
Right.
got Montreal, Canada in here. We've got the United Kingdom in here, Birmingham. My guys, they're from Philly. I'm from Connecticut. Let us know where you're tapping in from. We're going to get into the next topic, which was the arraignment of Straight Drop, who came in. I was just saying, Twiz. He was wearing his mask just a little bit below his nose. His co-defendant, 10 years older. So, Rosewood, maybe it's a matter of intelligence. His co-defendant wearing his mask above the nose. I'm saying Straight Drop is probably trying to do anything to get to that medical wing of the jail. Or do you think I'm off base, Rosewood?
No, I think really it was just, the comfortability, and they shackled. So, it's only this and like this or whatever like that. So it's just trying to be comfortable for real, for real. I don't think it's really that. Salute. Boston, be more, salute.
All right, Rosewood, you don't think he's trying to just, get himself a couple days in the medical facility?
No, that's not going to matter. You got more pressing issues.
I mean, Twiz, I wanted to get your take on that.
Man, listen, how that guy feel, he probably want to get it. He like, give it to me. Take my soul away. At the end of the day, I'm facing 300 years, bro.
He really is.
Yeah, because like the medical wing, it ain't going to do nothing for you. The most that people normally do when they in them situations is they plead crazy to try to either get they time shortened or they try to give you the medication that they give them crazy guys because that joint had you like yes, you be in there tore up, sleeping your whole bed away.
For everybody tapping in, we are going to talk about how much time Straight Drop is actually facing today.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not 300 years, Twiz. We're going to talk about how much time he's facing today. Okay. We have the judge actually kind of laid it out at the arraignment. Everybody keep letting us know what city you're from. Is that usually what happens at an arraignment, Twiz? The judge will lay down how many years you're actually facing?
The arraignment comes to what deals they're going to offer you. When the arraignment comes, they sit with the DA and all that, and that's when they come to where they offer you the deal at, and then it falls in the pretrial after arraignment. You know what I mean? If you don't bite that deal and all that, it falls to pretrial, then it goes to trial. You know what I mean? So that's normally the situation.
Cincinnati, Ohio is in the building. Waterbury, Connecticut. Be more.
Baltimore. Love it. Shout out to everybody.
You already know. West Virginia, salute. Schizo, what up, my G?
Austin in the building.
I see you.
St. Clair, Cleveland, Ohio. Okay.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Shout out to Cleveland, Ohio, man. It's a war zone out there, man. Much love and respect.
I definitely got some gas from out there.
Windy City. The Windy City, Chicago is in the building.
Salute. We rocking tonight, man. We lit tonight.
Chirac, the home of the savages.
Toronto. What's popping, Canada?
Toronto,
man. Okay. Everybody in Canada, everybody in the UK, make sure y'all share this, man. Shout out to the 304.
Everybody that we're shouting out right now, be sure to share us to your respective cities, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Share it to all your friends in your city so we can expand in each of these cities.
Facts.
We
And
got
we definitely want to hear what y'all thinking, man. We want
we
to hear
got
what
Black
everybody thinking.
Zone, the Black Haven Zone, Memphis,
Woo!
Tennessee, in the
Memphis in the
building.
building.
Memphis,
in the
Tennessee.
building. The Savage
Salute.
Connection.
Hey,
South
Suriname,
America in the building.
South
Let's
America.
Get it,
hell
man. Let's get it,
Shout
man.
out to the Sheiks. Shout out to the Sheiks.
For real, man.
Texas in the building.
Salute.
Yes,
salute,
sir.
Salute.
Yes, sir.
All right, but
We
let's
love
get
the South.
into this, guys. Let's get into the arraignment. So Straight Drop walked into the court yesterday, and he was followed by his co-defendant, Mr. Smith, and they have both been indicted on first-degree murder. And this actually, this was read to Cornelius Smith first as count 1, and he has been indicted on first-degree murder, and it carries life in prison. Count 2 is criminal attempt on Young Dolph's brother, actually, you guys. There was a criminal attempted murder, and that was actually on Young Dolph's brother who was with him that day. And this sentence carries 50 to 60 years, and it's a Class A. Count 3 is a felon in possession of a firearm, attempted use of violence, which is a B felony. It's 8 to 30 years in prison. If convicted, you have to serve 85% of that time. So then he was count 4 is charged with a C felony. It carries 3 to 15 years. And the gun charge is 100% sentence. If convicted, you have to serve 100% of the gun charge sentence.
Damn.
And that's served consecutive with the murder, meaning if I guess if it was there was more, you would have to serve more time. So he was also indicted on a charge of theft of property. So it was a theft of property. It's a C felony. It carries from 3 to 15 years. So as all this was going on, the camera did a close-up on Straight Drop. As Smith was asked if he understood his charges, he said he did. Smith was asked if he had an attorney, and he said, "We're trying to hire one right now." The judge said, "Who's going to hire your attorney?" He said, "My family." "Have you talked to the attorney?" He replied, "Yes." "Do you know which attorney you're going to hire?" He replied, "Not at the moment." He said, "How much time do you need in order to get an attorney hired?" He said, "About another week." The judge responded, "You think you will have an attorney in a week?" A week and a half to 2 weeks. Twiz, what do you think about that right there? Him saying that he needs a week to find a lawyer for this case, a case of this magnitude.
Because the judge looking like, bro, you sure you're going to have an attorney for this case? You know how much an attorney is going to cost for this case? Them attorneys, when it come to bodies and all that, bro, we talking about house money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, I don't care if you're a young boy out there pulling 50 bands out. 50 bands ain't enough to have a homicide lawyer go to trial for your case. How lawyers work is they will give you prices. They will be like, you know what? 20,000 for your 20,000 for your preliminary. You know what I'm saying? If you need me for arraignment and pre-trial, that's another 15,000. But if I gotta go to trial, that's another 70,000 right there. Like facts.
Trial.
It's 100
Facts.
100 stacks or better, bro. So when I'm trying to negotiate with the judge is saying like they probably talking to lawyers, but the numbers ain't that high, bro. Because if your family getting that much of bread, you shouldn't even be in that type of situation. Because people that's getting money for real, they not out here worried about the next man and trying to wreck on them, have jealousy tactics, whatever it is, because you getting money. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Now, Rosewood, what do you make of him saying that he's going to get a lawyer within a week? Like, that just says to me that he really doesn't know what he's gotten himself into.
Facts. And I was about to, when you reading it out, and earlier today I'm listening to it. I'm like, he really don't know the magnitude of this situation right here. Because I'm like, if the judge asked me that, I'm like, I need 4 weeks. Like, I'm like, I need a month because I'm trying to go through everybody I can get, see who's the best for my situation, and rock out. And I'm telling the judge, like, no, my family need to get that money up. Because, like Twitter said, and like, all right, the judge know, like, you coming from poverty, homie. Nobody got that money. But at the same time, it's like, all right, if you want to go that route, this decision you gotta make right here. Because when you get in that courtroom, it's no looking like, oh, why are you this or you that? They don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Just get hit and you gotta fight now. So
Youngboy facts. Youngboy been watching Power Book. I ain't mean to cut you off, bro.
No, good. No, you good.
Thinking you're gonna pull a rabbit out your hat, like, oh, the lawyer needs $250,000. Let me do this real quick, bro. It don't happen like that, bro.
Oh,
society overall is struggling, especially in them places.
Yeah, so I'm like, where you get, like, for you to say a week? I'm like, oh, he definitely don't know the magnitude of the situation. It's not really hitting you, because the first thing I'm asking, I'm like, no, give me 4 weeks. I'm trying to see what the judge say. And I'm like, all right, then at least I got a month. And I'm like, all right, I know I can secure, I can get the money up, whatever it got to be, because you just putting that burden on your family too. Like, as soon as the judge, I don't even think he thought the judge was going to ask him that. And he's like, well, who going to pay, who going to hire a lawyer? Oh, my family.
Facts.
So you just threw that on them, like, yo, look, get all this money up to pay for that lawyer.
I mean, Twiz, what do they think? A lawyer's just going to pop up and they're going to get... Like, what are they thinking, man? Like, a high-profile lawyer is just going to show up to their jail or something one day, and they're going to get called to a meeting or, a conference while in prison?
Yeah, it don't work like that when it comes to lawyers for criminal defenses. Now, if it's like a case where it's like a lawsuit that could be sued, that's when lawyers will come and rush to you if it's a high-profile case. But with these type of cases where it's criminal activity involved, it's all about the bag. You know what I mean? And if you ain't got that bag, it ain't no talking. And you can put that bag up, but it's not a guarantee, bro. That's why most people, I done been on them drama blocks, bro. You know what I'm saying? And most guys, they is blessed to have a court-appointed lawyer, where like a court-appointed lawyer is where like, I know like out PA, out Philly, you have real lawyers that have to do one free case every year. That's a court-appointed lawyer. So you might have a beast lawyer, and you might be blessed for him to pick up your case. But a lot of guys, majority of the guys that's fighting bodies and shootings, bro, they be head up with PDs, and some of them get between and spank, because some of them PDs be hungry. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, that joint be hard, especially if the joint really connected to you. You know what I'm saying? If it's any type of connections to you, like,
and it's high profile joint.
Messed up.
Definitely getting, listen, man. Look, bro, Danny, I ain't gonna lie. When they was asking them about that, when I looked at their faces in the courtroom, I said, yo, I done been in the courtroom and seen it. I said, y'all about to have a PD. There's ain't no way. Ain't no way y'all getting that money up. I'm like,
they think like they're a famous rapper and a lawyer is going to show up one day when they're sitting in jail. Like,
got big. Because Straight Dropp said, he said, I have money for a lawyer.
Well, we're going to get into it, Rose. Don't get ahead of yourself, brother. We're going to get into it. I got all the notes written right here.
Yeah, man.
We're about to be joined by our co-host from Bond Simmons, but Straight Dropp's co-defendant was asked to sit down, and Straight Dropp was asked to stand up. Now, I really couldn't notice much of an age difference between these two guys, to be honest with you, even though I've heard that one is in his 30s and Straight Dropp is 23 years old. I couldn't really notice much, but of course they're both wearing masks.
Yeah, they look old.
Scoot says, save it for comments. No, Danny Gray says, right.
Facts.
Facts. That's what
Facts.
you thinking, Twiz. That's what you
Bada,
think. Don't
Bada,
spit that
Bada
on that
says
boy.
it was all good
Bro,
about a
right.
week ago.
Facts.
It really was. About a week ago, honestly, you know what I'm saying? I don't think dude had any thoughts in his mind that he was actually going to be getting arrested. He was releasing music videos, probably planning his next music video, Twiz.
Man, the music video ain't gonna save you, bro. That's not even gonna get the lawyer money up, bro. You dealing with a case like this. You know what I'm saying? You gotta worry about them folks shutting your channel down and making sure you're not gaining no income from that, bro. That's like trying to have a 9 to 5 or any type of legitimate income while you dealing with something like that, bro. Now your rights are taken now. You know what I'm saying? Once you become on the run and things of that nature, they can take your rights and do whatever they want to you. So he's a fool for thinking music going to save him.
Yeah, that is true. Once you want to run, and they put his name out. He put his he put his name out from the grip. Like, oh no, this is who we looking for. We're in a nationwide manhunt for him. And then the next thing you do is a video, like you said. It's like, and like the comment said, it was all good a week ago, but they not really sensing, the severity of this. And when they're on your top for something like this and it's that high profile, oh, they're coming after you. They're using all the resources in the book.
He got caught one day after releasing that video.
Bro, right.
Yeah, that was.
He didn't even get to see the views on that joint. He back calling home like, how much numbers we had? Check my Google AdSense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's some cornball ass shit right there, man.
Right.
It is.
Listen, it is. And that's man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Just let us know when you're good to go, Bonds. Give us the thumbs up when you're good to go, brother. And we're gonna
he's trying to do is take K impersonation for real, man.
Yeah, and look what happened with TK. You know what I mean?
True.
Look what happened with TK, and look what happened with Max B. You know what I'm saying?
But the
money couldn't get them out of jail, Twiz.
And the difference between TK and Max B, they was lit before this type of drama. You know what I mean? They had a fan base, they had a wave. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sure how this guy fans are, but it's like he got like a lot of eyes on him after the situation.
Damn. Bada says he got caught because the feds used satellite to where he uploaded the video.
Not even that. Your IP address. It's simple. Your IP address. As soon as you put the video up on YouTube, you don't need satellite. You don't need none of that. IP.
All right. Well,
True Religion Network in the building.
To the gang.
Let's get it. What
up? Rosewood Spill. My guy. Y'all coming up on my timeline now constantly, so I'm tapped in.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
We're actually going to get into Straight Dropp's indictment or Straight Dropp's charges at the arraignment.
Right.
So the judge was talking to Straight Drop. The judge seemed like a very nice guy, even referring to Straight Drop as sir. You know what I'm saying? He said good morning. I caught Straight Drop at first saying good morning to the judge, Bonds. And I was like, Straight Drop, you are such a bitch saying good morning to the judge. Because I remember one time I went to court for some marijuana or something like that. And I was like, I caught myself, Twiz, trying to say good morning to the judge. The judge doesn't give a damn about your good mornings. He wants to move on to his next case.
That's a fact. He looking at you on paper like you just did a brazen wild shooting.
Well, that's the spin right there. Like, sir, it wasn't me. I have manners. I come from a great household, sir. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What's that, purple?
That's some black runts.
Oh, the black runts. All right.
I can't.
Anyways, let's get into this.
Yeah.
So the judge laid out all the charges to Straight Drop. Count 1 charges him with first degree murder, which carries life in prison if convicted. Now, life under Tennessee law is 60 calendar years. And And Rosewood, out of this time, 60 calendar years, you have to serve 51 years of the sentence before you're eligible for release. So that is the maximum sentence for the first degree charge. It's life, but apparently the life is 51 years, 51 calendar years before you're eligible for the parole.
Right. Because I do believe here at PA is still 25 years, and then you're eligible for parole. So, you know, they hit you with that. But he has several other counts. So it's going to be really hard to beat all those counts, man.
Now, the second count we found out, Bonds, was the attempted first degree murder that carries 15 to 60 years in prison. And that was actually on Young Dolph's brother. Young Dolph's brother was apparently there with him that day.
Yeah. I ain't
And he
even
had
know
got
that.
shot at.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Yep. So that's another count that he's facing. The third count is being a felon in possession of a firearm, which carries 8 to 30 years in prison. Employing a firearm in the commission of an attempted murder, which carries 6 to 15 years in prison. And the gun charge is 100% sentence. If convicted, you have to serve the minimum of 6 years. Twiz, you know anything about that shit? I mean, they're giving you the 6 to 15, but it's minimum 6.
Yeah, it's different with most states, but most likely what they gonna do is they gonna run everything concurrent. So
Right.
you know, whatever your maximum sentence is out of all them charges, that's what you gonna serve basically. That's that's just how they do it with the system. They break it all down. 6 years for this, 12 years for that.
That's just sentencing guidelines. And then
exactly.
doing like those are like it's a chart almost like if it's your first time, like it's easy to say it on your chart like first time, then it says predicate, then it says consistent. I think so. So predicate is like no repeat, probably like repeat. I ain't seen it in a minute. It's been a while, but
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it says like so your sentencing guidelines, like say if it's a felony, you know what I'm saying? If it's your first time felon, then you get, you know what I'm saying, you probably like 3.5 years to 5 years. If it's your second felony, then you like 6 to 15. If it's your
Bonds, I think that's why the judge was breaking it down for him, because you probably remember, but the other day we were reading a whole list of straight drops charges, whereas the other dude, his co-defendant, only had one charge over the last 10 years or whatever. So I think the judge was really breaking it down for him because his sentencing is going to be a whole nother guidelines with his past.
Yeah.
So he had also been indicted on a C felony for theft of property, which carries 3 to 15 years.
Yeah, it's up there.
Now, the theft of property, I'm kind of wondering what that was. Any speculation, Rosewood? They said it 10 to 60,000, Twiz.
It probably was the burner that they had got charged with, as far as like if one of them had a ratchet on them, because the average burner on the streets, if you ain't getting like no ghost joint or nothing, that joint they be tracked. Like a lot of people, like I remember when I had got booked for my joints, I got booked for a couple of joints, but we thought we could scratch the serial numbers off of them and that would be a wrap. It don't work like that. Like they got something that they can pour on top of that joint and recover them serial numbers. So most of the time they track it back to, whoever originally had the burner and reported it stolen. So a lot of times with them type of cases, when it comes to the stolen property, it most likely is the burner that was involved or that one of them got caught with at the time when they got booked.
I think too, they said something about that car. The car was stolen.
Right. That's
right.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Charge for that car. That car's
the Johnny.
60,000. That car probably about 40, 50. It was like a Colt.
It's a Benz. Yeah, that's what I said. I thought it was the same thing. I was thinking of the car. But Twiz, you right though. Twiz, you right though. That's a fact.
Good point, Bonds. Definite good point. And Bonds, I want to ask you, man, because Straight Drop, Monday he released a video. It was all good. Tuesday he was in shackles. eating a Subway sandwich and shipped off to go into jail. So Straight Drop was asked by the judge, do you understand the charges that you have been set against you? You just heard all the charges, Bonds. It's a laundry list of charges. Straight Drop said, yes, sir. The judge said, do you have an attorney? He replied, working on it. Mr. Johnson, Mr. Johnson's going to have to hire who's going to hire an attorney for you? The judge asked him. He responded, my family. Bonds, this is Straight Drop, the biggest Young Dolph impersonator on the internet. His family's going to hire him a lawyer?
You straight
After
drop.
all the videos, Bonds.
I was just about to say he dropped the video. He should have been worried about the lawyer, bro. They got you on the TV, bro.
Hell with the video. Your name's Straight Drop. You should have had that bread from Straight Drop in there. Your lawyer should be paid for.
Yep.
Yeah, he fucked.
Your lawyer should be right there.
So he did that.
Your lawyer should be saying good morning.
Bro, Rack. Your lawyer's supposed to come to you. You're supposed to turn yourself in with your lawyer, bro. That just show you. That show y'all on the internet, everybody that's watching. It don't be all cracked up to be. Y'all see these young boys pulling out stacks of bread and this and that, and they assets and things don't be. Don't be that. These young boys be rushing the demons and all that. Real Rack.
Like,
what's up,
he ain't
Bonds?
got nothing. I'm not saying and show you that he did that for nothing. Like, he don't even got a lawyer. He don't even got money for a lawyer, and he done ran up and killed a man in broad daylight like that with a child's child for nothing.
Facts.
For nothing.
For nothing.
So Rosewood,
Still
the other guy said that he needed a week. The other guy said that he needed a week. He really didn't know what the hell was going on. So the judge asked Straight Drop, how long do you need to hire a lawyer? And he said, I can't answer that. I don't know. He was asked, how much time do you want me to continue your case? So now, not how long do you need to hire a lawyer? How long do you want me to continue your case? He replied, a week, 2 weeks. Mr. Johnson, Straight Drop, was then told that if he couldn't afford an attorney, one would be appointed. He said, I can afford an attorney. So Rosewood, one guy, so they're saying they can afford attorney. Are they depending on their family just at this point, Rosewood? What do you think?
Listen, definitely the first his code day, he definitely know like, no, I need my family on this one. You know, I think he should have asked the judge for some more time to try to get the lawyer so he can get as much money up as possible. But Straight Drop just started when he got to that point. I'm like, yo, you doing too much. And then you trying to play mind game with the judge. You trying to play trickery up here. Like, that's why the judge like, all right, well, look, if you can't get one, then you'll get appointed one. Because he like, yo, I know you don't got the money. Come on, don't sit here like we both know you don't have the money for that lawyer for this case. So I'm going to sit here and tell you, well, look, if you can't get one, because I know you come back in a week and say, oh, I have my lawyer. Oh, all right, well, the case got to go. Here, this court appointed because I told you this already.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
You don't have a lawyer right here speaking for you. Like Twitter said, you turn yourself in with your lawyer.
Right. You tweeted you was going to turn yourself in. How you ain't talk to a lawyer, bro?
Well, Bonds,
right.
The judge asked, when would you like to be back in court? And they replied, about a week.
Yeah.
Why is it that Rosewood had said earlier that it would be smarter to take 4 weeks to get your lawyer situated? Why do these guys want to be back in court in a week as if something's going to magically happen that's going to get them out of jail?
That's what I'm saying. The only reasonable thing I could think of is, man, you could figure it out in a week whether you're going to get it or not. Then you can go ahead and tell him you need a lawyer. I don't know what else you're going to do in a week.
So that judge actually pushed the case back till the 28th. It gave them 9 days to see if they can attain an attorney and if they could come or if they. So, Bonds, what do you think about this timing, though, man? 9 days to attain an attorney for a case of this magnitude. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I don't see nothing changing in 9 days, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Especially now he captured. He ain't have one when he was out. I don't see nothing happen.
Come on, man. And like we said, that's how, like Twiz said, man, that's house money. You going to listen, 100,000 or better for this case right here. Who has that in 9 days? Who has $100,000? And if you do, like Twitter said, you wouldn't even be out here doing this type of stuff. You'll be flourishing with your career as an artist because you had the money to put behind you as an artist. So, they get up here and play the games up here, because the cameras, the one guy, his co-defendant, straight drop co-defendant, I think he know the situation, at the same time, they don't get much sleep and all that. So I think he would have asked for more time. If he sit back, he probably like that. I should ask for more time so my family can get up more money.
Well, Bonds, is it just that they don't want to be in jail for 4 more weeks before getting into that courtroom again, man? Is that why they're saying a week? Like,
Because I'm not gonna lie though, from personal experience, it's a hassle going to court in jail, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge hassle. You got to get up. You got to get up extra early. You know what I'm saying? You can't you out of the jail, so you're not with your commissary and nothing. You eating whatever they, you know what I mean, pack for you. It could be all day. You ain't on that first go back seeing the judge early. Man, you could wind up back in your jail in your cell late night. You on a bus all day, shackled up, depending on how far you got to go for court. Like, nah, on the court is like you trying to settle for far and far possible. Like, I don't understand why you want to go back to court next week.
So, like I said, the judge pushed it back to the 28th, and he told them if they come back and tell the judge that they can't afford it, he will appoint a lawyer for them. He said, now, guys, he said, I can't let you sit in jail week after week without an attorney because it would violate your rights. Twiz, let's tap back in on that note. The judge pretty much letting them know he's given them 9 days. They got to come back on the 28th of January, and that if they let him know that they can't afford a lawyer, he will appoint one. He said, I can't let you sit in jail week after week without an attorney because it would violate your rights. I don't know if this is a plan of theirs without hiring an attorney to start screaming that their rights have been violated, but this Tennessee judge is making sure that that's not going to be the case.
Yeah, it's not going to work. They can't get their rights violated that way. The system not going to let it happen. You might can squeeze through the cuts if you know like a more of a low profile case, but this being such of a big high profile case as it is, they're not going to get away with that, bro. And on top of that, it's going to take a lawyer. If they hire a lawyer, it's going to take the lawyer at least a week to dig into their case and figure out an angle that he even has to defend the case. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's not looking good for him because in that type of situation, like I said earlier, you want to come in them type of situations with a lawyer. You want to come, you want to come with the best of the best. It don't got to be a super high profile lawyer that 100 rappers use, but you want a beast that know where the loopholes is in your case. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Interesting point. Interesting point. So let me see. This kind of caught me right here. What Bada Bada said. Bada Bada saying that the feds want to, and totally threw me off when he said that the feds want to interrogate him. Do you think you Bonds? You just said nothing is going to change in the next week in regard to a lawyer, but could anything happen in the next week in regard to a federal interrogation?
I'm for what?
Facts.
For what? You guys are guilty. For what?
No, but the feds don't get involved in them type of cases. Like when you just dealing with homicides, like they don't do that. You gotta have like some type of empire under you. You gotta be like 50 people under you. The letter boys don't get involved in them type of cases. You can get caught with 14 burners and the letter boys want to pick it up then. You know what I mean? But when it just come to straight bodies, they don't be wanting it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. He would have been trafficking burners or something like that. and have like an
Exactly.
organization where they're making income off this, and it led
Yeah.
to the killings.
Now,
He too broke for the feds to want to get involved.
Facts.
Rosewood, how screwed is he if he has to take the public defender in a case of this magnitude?
Oh man, that's the listen. That's the worst thing you can basically have. You know, it really is, man. Because
Rosewood, a public defender helped me one time. I did this interview with what was his name? Jesse, what was his name? He had that song called Aunt Jackie or something like that.
Oh, okay. I remember that.
I don't know why I remember that.
Yeah, Jason
Cause I
Fox.
got an Aunt Jackie. That's
Yeah.
Just want to say I remember
I
that.
was on my I was just finishing up with this interview with Jason Fox that I put on World Star Hip Hop. Jason Fox had that viral hit song Aunt Jackie back in the day.
Okay.
So World Star hit me back. My guy Jay, he's like, yo, we only put things up on World Star that get like 40,000 hits, like organically on YouTube. And I'm like, well, Jason Fox has 150,000 hits organically on YouTube. So they threw up my interview on World Star with Jason Fox. Pretty much how I continued to build with World Star Hip Hop back in the day. So I was leaving the interview and we had some Hennessy and some weed in the car. And this is like 2010. And so we got pulled over right away. And they booked me. They arrested me for weed and alcohol possession. So I went to court and I ran into this public defender who's like, all right, I see your charges, weed in an open container. I'm going to get the weed thrown out. This is what they did, Rosewood. They got the weed thrown out, and I paid $75 for an open container or something like that, or vice versa. So the public defender helped me.
Yeah,
But that's a small
right.
case.
Right, and then listen,
That's
I see where you're going at, Twiz. And
use
listen,
that.
man, all my little boyoing cases. Listen, the public help defender helped me and did not help me. So yeah, but it's not a murder. It's not a murder, and I don't even care if you got to put up, $10,000 for your lawyer. You're gonna put up something for that lawyer on a murder case.
I mean to cut you off, Rose.
No, you did, bro.
But one thing about a PD is when you're dealing with a case where this case is leading to trial and you're dealing with PD, it's never the same person that's representing. It's come from a PD. It's like a group of them where like if it's going to trial, pre-trial, like arraignment, they going to send somebody different from their office every time. So if you got a case where the one PD, they feeling like, we can deal with this in preliminary, then that person that's talking and saying they're going to deal with it, that's your best chances. Because some PDs, they do really do their job. Every PD is not bad representatives, but when you got when you're dealing with PDs and you got different stages of court trials and things of that, then the same person ain't going to represent you. That's just how it works.
But you see what you see like what happened with Nipsey, boy. That dude started representing him from the Odre trial. He started getting death threats and walked away from that, bro. Like
that's also what happened too with high profile cases.
Yeah, dude, it might be a problem. Like ain't nobody playing with him like that. He don't got the money for nobody that. Man.
I mean, look what just happened with R. Kelly's lawyers. That he changed up his lawyers, and then they lost the case for him, and now they're walking away from him in his other case. It makes me think, the hell was R. Kelly thinking? He should have just stuck with the people he had.
They charge R. Kelly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like 60, 70 times or something, like maybe 60 times or something.
They made a bag off him, boy.
And he got out of some of those first charges so recklessly, like all those things that they found in Florida. You know what I mean? Just because of the way that they went in, and they weren't even going there for that. And then they just found all that shit.
There we go. Now, I would say this about the public defender, right? If say one of them gets a public defender, right? Now that public defender might be looking at this is my time to raise up in the ranks and become a high profile lawyer. Because if I beat this case, it's everybody coming to me.
But Rosewood, I don't think there's I don't want to speak too soon, but you're accurate. You're 100% right.
Yeah, I just wanted, I was saying it the other way, but I just wanted to, I'm thinking of that too. You should get some, PD's public defenders that's trying to make a name for themselves. and that really will push the agenda to try to, get them free.
Now, Rosewood, I want you to respond to this. The judge said, I can't let you sit in jail week after week without an attorney because it would violate your rights.
Facts. It will. Because you can't, it's only a certain amount of days you can sit in jail without representation. So that's why he said he gave them the option of how long does it take for you to get a lawyer. He told them, and then he said, all right, if you can't get that, we'll give you a lawyer. So you don't have to sit in there without representation. So either court appointed or the public defender, one or the other.
So, Twiz, in your opinion, when they come to court on the 28th, 9 days from now, do they have lawyers, or is the judge like, yo, we're not playing this game any longer, I'm appointing you public defenders? Because the judge was pretty, he was like, these are going to be the best public defenders that the state of Tennessee offers for your capital crimes.
Well, the best thing in their shoes is if you get in, say for instance, they don't get the lawyer money. You know what I'm saying? This go for anybody. And the PD is sitting, because they're going to sit and have a little meeting with you, whether it's the same day, the same morning before the court case. Only thing they can do is be like, I don't want this person to represent me. They can keep doing that every time until they feel comfortable with somebody, that they want to represent them. They can be like, I don't want him to represent me. I don't feel like he's capable of representing me. And maybe that can put them in a position of getting court-appointed lawyers, someone that want to take it serious. Or like Rosewood said, a hungry PD. The only thing get tricky with the hungry PD is when you talk to that PD, a PD will tell you anything, where they be like, you know what, they might really want to help the case, but how the state laws and things of that nature work, that PD might be hungry and fighting for you, and then the trial date come and they send somebody else out.
Right.
Sometimes a paid lawyer will do that too. A paid lawyer will send somebody from their office and be like, you know what, I'm gonna send so-and-so. This person is good, and that person get chewed up in the courtroom. So,
now,
it's like this 50-50.
Now, Twiz, in regard to what Rosewood was saying about a hungry PD, is that what it is?
Public defender.
Yeah, public defender. A hungry PD. You had said, Twiz, sometimes it's not going to be the same guy every time. It'll be a different one every month. If you find that hungry PD, is he sort of going to find the schedule and make sure he's there on that day because he wants to add it to his profile?
No, he not, because what a PD do is like every day they come and they go into court, they have a list of names of clients that they have to cover. It's like piled on them. It's piled on them. And most of the time they got so many people piled on them, they don't even got time to even look into the case fully to even know the case or an angle to beat it. That's why your average PD try to get you to cop out. You know what I'm saying? They try to get you to bite the deal.
Yeah, like they did with me.
And they get paid off that. They get paid. They make a quote off the amount of deals they get.
But Bonds, I want to ask you, man. I wanted to ask you, how screwed is Straight Dropp going to be in this case if he goes in with a public defender? Take yourself off of mute, brother.
Oh, bugging. Yeah, I'm saying he's screwed, like, regardless. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, this is my philosophy about public defenders. I feel like a public defender is good if you're trying to get a deal. If you're trying to like if I'm guilty and I'm just trying to get the best deal possible. A public defender could do that because he's in there with that prosecutor. If it's something like he could probably like if I'm trying to beat this, then I'm gonna get a lawyer. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I get a public defender if I don't got if like I'm trying to go to jail, I'm trying to get a quick year, I'm trying to get this 5 minutes. You know what I mean? I already know the law, like, listen, we're gonna get whoever, like, give me what's the name. You know what I mean? You don't want to play.
But what's the deal in this case? Bonds, 50 years?
Foolish, bro. They got him on I can't say how much physical evidence they got. Everything's circumstantial. I don't know how much they can link him with the clothes to I don't know the extent that they can link him to that footage. You know what I'm saying? They're going, he'd be finding this shirt in his closet. Like, if they can't link him to nothing, then it's all circumstantial, then, their case is a little bit weaker. So we got to wait till they get that discovery.
Well, All right, let's get into it, guys.
Right.
There was a press conference after the hearing. There was a press conference,
Right.
and I want to note some of the questions that were asked. The district attorneys were asked what happened. Is that correct? It was the district attorneys doing that press conference, Rosewood?
Yeah, yep. The DA, they did the press conference.
So the district attorneys were asked what happened, and he answered the defendants were in court for their arraignment for the murder of young Dolph. Both men asked for more time to hire a lawyer, and the judge gave them both a week and a half, is what they explained. A question was asked of how long they have to sit in jail without attorneys. Our judges here try to give people attorneys fast. They don't want them just sitting in jail. Sometimes it can take up to a month to get them an attorney. At this point, we're only like 10 days in, so that gives them at least another 3 weeks. And they still have no bond, which they will likely not get for any of these charges. When asked if more arrests were going to be made, the DA said the investigation is ongoing. A lot of people are reading a little bit too much into that. I think Twiz about the more arrests being made. Everybody's trying to make their speculations.
Well, if it's more people involved, you got to look at the person. Straight Drop. I feel like Straight Drop not going to say nothing, but his co-defendant right now is they trying to put him in a position like, you know what? We know you're a good guy. Just let us know what happened. You want to go home and get back to your family. You come from a good family.
Yep.
We know you ain't, come from that. So now they trying to drag more people in for the more convictions, for the more bread. You know what I mean? Like it's a systematic situation. So
now to get more evidence.
Bonds, they also brought in the guy who helped Straight Drop evade the police, the man who he got arrested cruising through Indiana. Never thought I would be saying that. That's so lame. A rapper cruising through Indiana. Jesus, Straight Drop is going to be known for cruising through Indiana, not Atlanta, but Indiana. So the guy who was helping Straight Drop, who was arrested for accessory, is still in Indianapolis, and they don't know when he will be brought back to Tennessee. But this guy is facing, he's facing some serious charges of being accessory to helping someone evade arrest that has committed a murder. Bonds, what's your take on what's going to happen with this guy?
Yeah, accessory to the murder after the fact. It's going to weigh a lot on his criminal history. You know what I'm saying? How he going to be for Nico out there if he's a felon and all that? Gang ties with them dudes. Yeah, he might, man.
Yep. And then in regard to him being in Indianapolis right now, if they need him, if they need him in Tennessee, they'll ship him to Tennessee, I imagine.
Yeah, or they'll stick it to him right there. He in a good enough place.
Indiana.
Good enough place.
I think they're going to ship him. They're definitely going to ship him because Tennessee, the state of Tennessee, it's a big enough case that they're going to cross state lines to go and get him.
Yeah, they're fucking
eventually, Rosewood, right? They're eventually going to go grab him when it pertains to the case.
He could wait. Yeah, he could wait till these dudes is going through their situation, man. He could be waiting 2 years, man.
It could be next month, or it could be like Bond said, a year, 2 years. We don't know, but Tennessee gonna come and get him because it's a high profile homicide.
But Twiz, if this guy just shuts his mouth, I mean, he was helping drive this guy around. If he just nobody really cares because you just helped the dude that took out young Dolph, so it doesn't even matter. Your reputation's already shot. But if he just shuts his mouth, he'll probably do like 5 years in jail for what he's done.
Yeah, he can do a little bit of time because if he do now, for instance, for him with his lawyer and him, you know what I'm saying, he can act like, bro, I get scared when I see cops, bro. Like, you see all this stuff going on in the news, they hit their sirens, and I ain't want to become a victim, so I peeled off. He can try to play that game with him, you know what I'm saying?
It just depends on the angle. Himself in. Shit, I was driving him.
He'd be like, I was going back to Indiana, bro. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Just like the song, going back to Indiana.
You
That
first.
isn't. Is that a song?
You first.
It was going back
Michael
to Cali,
Jackson.
man.
No, Jackson 5. I'm going back to Indiana.
True.
Oh my God.
Thanks, Twiz.
Fuck yeah, you got me too, Mikey, with that one.
Biggie was going back to Cali. Straight Drop was going back to Indiana. That says a
Real
lot
rap.
about him. I'm sorry, Straight Drop. Yo Gotti, Young Dolph, they don't want to sign nobody going back to Indiana, bro.
They get busy out in Indiana.
I was
too,
just
though,
about to
man.
say that, yo. It's
Indiana
women in
get busy.
Indiana,
I was
bro.
booked with
Like,
some
Yo,
Indiana
yo, it
guys.
really
Them
goes
dudes
down
get
in
busy out there.
what's the name? Freddie Gibbs from Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Gary,
catch wreck
Indiana's
out that
great.
joint.
Yeah,
Very.
Facts.
it goes
Somebody
down.
better tell Indiana to tap in.
It's
Somebody
Tap
crazy.
in, Indiana.
Yeah, Gary is crazy. Gary crazy.
Yeah.
Gary,
Check
Indiana.
Yep,
in.
it is.
I
That joint
want
like
50
Michigan.
viewers from
Yeah,
Indiana
it is.
tomorrow.
They right next. They kind of close. You know, so
Indiana
that's
Real
on the
rap.
check, man. What's up? You know that
yeah.
whole that's crazy, man.
So they probably was trying. You know, they was on the run. So you know, they got lay low places or whatever. Is wherever you can go at that point. So I don't think it's the matter of what state they was going to. It's the matter of who's going to allow you to be on the run in their presence.
Well, I'm just saying, going back to Indiana is pretty lame.
Listen, it's wherever you can make it
That's
to.
Indiana stuff.
True. Salute.
To the whole
I
Indiana,
think
man.
Connecticut,
Much
I think
respect.
Connecticut's cooler than Indiana, but maybe I'm just. All right,
I
so
would go to
anyway,
CT before I go to Indiana because it's really nothing in Indiana.
so the DA said that the case is in the very beginning stages. They're going to see how it goes month by month. He said that Memphis wants closure.
Yeah.
He says that he knows what Young Dolph meant to Memphis, Rosewood. You know, the DA was asked about Dolph's family, who he said were very interested in the prosecution of this case. It seems like now that they see that this guy, you know, has been caught, you know, he's being prosecuted at this point. Bonds, the way Straight Drop was acting, do you think a lot of people thought that he wasn't going to get caught because a lot of people out there just disappear after doing crazy crimes like this?
Nah, I think dudes knew he was gonna get caught. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Dudes knew he was gonna get caught. I don't think nobody, I mean,
Twiz, no chance of him not getting caught.
The only way and no chance of him not getting caught if he wasn't presenting himself as a public figure, putting it out there to the internet. You would have better off just being a straight goon from the neighborhood that the world don't know you as an internet. Because if it went on inside the neighborhood, even if people knew of the guy, it might not have really, you know what I'm saying? It might not have hit the air like that. But you got so many outsiders that he put himself in a position where he exposed himself to that we got a problem with these guys. So he put himself in that situation.
And Rosewood, what do you think about the you know, the DA saying that they know what Dolph meant to Memphis, and 500 tips came in, you know, once, you know, with the public really crying out to just help.
Yeah, like it's definitely they definitely know what Dolph meant to Memphis because he even spoke about Dolph being a self-made, you know, artist. You know, so they definitely if they didn't know, now they know because they're digging in everything. They're looking at every video. They're looking at every tweet. They're bringing everything. So, you know, he's sitting up countless hours just studying. So he definitely know, and with the people calling and with talking to the family and the community, you definitely gonna know. And then to see the outpour, you know, at the memorial and all that. So they definitely know what Young Dolph meant, you know, to his community. So he's, you know, they're doing an extensive job of searching everything. You know, they're combing through everything with a fine-tooth comb. So they see the impact. They might have not, you know, they might have known or they might not known, but like I said, now they know because they see everything.
Bonds, what do you think of the fact that the guy said, the DA said that the detectives didn't stop for a week or so once this happened? You know, They
Yeah.
really worked their asses off once they found out. Do you think it was Dolph so much, or just the fact that they solved so many of these cases a year? Do you think they really felt a personal connection, from what Dolph has done for Memphis?
Yeah, the way they was patting themselves on the back, like they really was like, you know what I mean? I felt like, yeah, they probably made it a priority because it was such a high profile case. You know what I'm saying? And they've been getting a lot of, the whole state of Tennessee been getting some bad press. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So from prison practices and all that, from the law enforcement, standpoint. So they was taking this, looking at this as an opportunity to really, please the public, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
they
Right.
hunted it down, they put their work in, and it wasn't
Facts.
that hard. The internet did most of it.
So
Facts.
when the question was asked of what led to the charges, they said you will have to stay tuned for the various court dates where that will be released.
Mhm.
No motive has been commented on. Twiz, isn't the motive practically jealousy, or is it deeper than that when it comes to motives in the court of law?
The court of law probably going to try to make it like gang related, like beef and things of that nature. That's just how the court probably going to end up making it when they get done, because they be having so many type of, you know, people that specialize and like investigating beef and gangs of that nature. So they going to definitely end up docking it up when they come to trial. You know what I mean? Because you gotta remember these guys gonna be sitting for at least like 3 years fighting that joint. So by the time it reach trial, they're gonna have so much angles and evidence against these guys. That's how it's gonna probably play out.
Now, Bonds, you spoke about that video a little bit earlier. They were asked if the evidence against Straight Drop was strong, and he said, y'all saw the video from November 17th when two people shot and murdered Dolph. We got the two people.
Right.
Mhm.
But he would not comment, Rosewood, on, if one guy was wearing the hat in particular.
Now see that's where it get tricky at, because when he said it like that, I'm like, I can't really say, because if we taking this to trial and 12 people got to judge this, and I'm looking at it, how can you really convince me that it's either one of them? Now I have to see what the evidence is, because he said we got him. So like Twiz said, we eventually really got us wait for the discovery, and like the DA said, we just gotta watch them go to court and see what comes out in court and what they do. Because I can't really say, if I'm, like I said, if it's 12 people that the defense has to convince, then they're gonna look at it. How can they say it's actually them from the video? I'm only because he said we got the video. You seen the video, so we got the people. So you're right, we did see the video. So now in the court of public opinion, how can I just say, well, it's them? You're right, you got the two guys. I don't know it's them. They masked up, clothed up.
Maybe they might
The,
have other evidence.
the
They
only two things, they could use for evidence is you know proof on the shells of the, you know what I'm saying, like the, when they do the fingerprints and all that on the bullets that was used. Other than that, I believe y'all said like the car was stolen that was on the scene. So if that got like recovered, or they can track that stolen car
Yeah,
fingerprints
because
or
then they charged
anything
one
to
of them
them.
with the car too.
That's what I'm
So they
saying. So
might
the
can link them
car,
to their car.
the
Both of them.
car, a bad John, like
They
they were
charged both
supposed
of
to.
them with the car, Bonds.
Yeah, so they
Facts.
might
So
can link them to that car. Then if they got evidence that linked them to stealing that car, then that's
facts.
it right there. If they can link
Facts.
them
So
anywhere to anything that was there,
facts.
that's enough.
that
And if they
that's
got that
another.
warrant, they gotta have a little. Most likely, they had a little bit more than we seen on the internet.
Well, we're going to
Facts.
keep
Yeah.
everybody in tune with what goes on with this case. I want to speak on Key Glock, y'all. Key Glock has hit the scene. You know what I mean? He's hit the scene running this week, y'all. That's right, Bonds. He didn't just come out talking about Young Dolph, like jumping on an interview platform like the Breakfast Club.
Lizard.
You know, he came out with music. A lot of people are saying, is he going to be able to continue doing music? But he's sort of answered the question with this new song, Proud. Talk to me about it a little bit, Bonds, before we get into some of the lyrics.
Nah, it was hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
You know, I like Glock. It was dope. You know, that little hook part when he said like, you know what I mean, like it was hard. Like I
He said,
like
I
it.
lost my dog. I lost my mind. No lie. I'm really lost inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, I could get it
Killing
back.
words, man.
You know what I'm saying? Just can't get it back in time. Yep.
Yep. And he also said, Rosewood, I can't get it back in blood, but still, I can't get back the time.
Fact.
I can get it back in blood, but still I can't get back the time. So
Right.
it's like he doesn't want to take it to a route of violence, but as we were just talking about, the people responsible are actually incarcerated right now.
Yeah, but like you said, man, even if you get it back in blood, you can't bring that person back. And what he meant to him, and Key Glock know what he meant to the city. So he's seen a movement. And them as being independent businessmen, like the DA said, a self-made man in this industry, it really hurts a whole lot. When I heard that John, it was kind of chilling. Because like I said, those lyrics, you feel the pain when you say that, like, that. That's really hurtful, bro. Like, even if I was able to get them myself, it can't bring you back. I can't rewind that clock back and go back and change that situation.
Key Glock rapped, Twiz. He rapped, "Don't worry about Glizak. I'm gonna hold it down. I went and got some blue diamonds to let him know you still around." As one of the people that were actually worried about Key Glock, like myself, like before Key Glock actually stepped up and jumped on the Rolling Loud set and did the memory
Mhm.
show for Dolph, and
Mm-hmm.
now he comes out with Proud. You know what I mean? A musical representation of what he's going to do. I was one of the people sort of worried about what he was going to do with his music career, but he's saying, don't worry about Glizak here, man. Do you think he's got an idea of where he wants to take his career, or how do you think he's going to build from here?
It's possible. It just all depends on the lyrics of his music and how he carrying it from here on out. You know what I mean? If you can get a grab and still keep Dolph fans and things of that, you know what I'm saying, happy and still grab a hold of them, you know what I mean? You can put yourself in a position where you can follow Dolph's footsteps and try to continue on his legacy. And I feel like that's the best, you know what I'm saying, option for him.
Like Rosewood said, when he listened to this song, it gave him chills.
Yeah,
Probably
good.
lyrics like this: Key Glock saying, "Lately I've been talking to the Reaper. I can't shut him out. I've been praying on my knees, but don't feel like it's working out. Yeah, it's PRE, 5 life, even after I die." You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
I don't think Key Glock should be thinking about that shit, man. He's a young man. You know what I mean? He's got a huge legacy to uphold. You know what I'm saying, Rosewood?
Yeah, but you ain't looking at it like that, man. When somebody take your family member away like that, and somebody in the comments said, moral of the story is like, why did they do that? And like, it's like all the stuff is like, yo, whatever it's about is definitely not worth that man's life
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So it's like, no,
It's
he probably just thinking it's hard. He going through trauma right now, and we watching it. My bad, Twist.
no, that was my fault for cutting you off. You know what I'm saying? You hit it on the nose, man. Like you said, was it worth that man life? But also on top of that, was it worth your life? Because you putting all that on the line, bro. Like,
Mm,
you know what I'm saying? You
wow,
shouldn't
true.
have to be in a situation like that unless you're defending your own soul or your family's soul. It just shows you how
For the lawyer.
senseless facts. It shows you
Hmm.
how senseless a lot of these killings are, whether you a rapper or just a guy involved in the streets, man. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's
Bonds.
unfortunate.
Buns, you were a wild dude back in the day. You know, when we spoke on what rappers want when they pull up, you said back in your heyday, you guys would want to link up with the most gangster dudes in every city. You know, when OTF was pulling up back in the day in different cities. Key Glock, he's a young dude, probably around the age of when you were back then. You know, he said, think I was born with that fire. I probably go out with my 9. I'm about that shit for real, and you could see it in my eyes. I've been trying. Hold on 1 second. Where the hell did my shit go? Sorry about that.
Yeah, man.
Think I was born with that fire. I probably go out with my 9. I'm about that shit for real, and you could see it in my eyes. I've been trying to drink the pain away, sipping line after line. What the hell?
Lean, sip and drink, circle after circle.
Line after line?
Yeah.
They pull up a line. It's a line like you know the ounces in the
You
cup.
measure the ounces
There's
that
a
you
measure
get.
to the line, so they
That's
took that line.
that's facts. That's why, like, not to switch the subject, but that's why Ab used to drink the juice out the baby bottle because you know it got the lines that let you know how many ounces is in that drink.
Right.
He said, yeah, I'm effed up, no cap. Just the other day, caught myself crying. Then I wiped my face. He said, then I wiped my face, shook that shit off, and got back on my grind. And if it ain't about the money, then I'm deaf, same time blind. You know, like I got dark clouds all over me, but somehow I still shine. You know, a lot of guys could get caught up with thinking everything is about money, you know, especially when they've been around somebody like young Dolph, who has made it to the point where he can just care about the biggest bags. You know, there are building blocks to your career that you need to do, you know, that sometimes aren't all about the money. Sometimes it's about the memory that you create that'll create the money in the history. You know, sometimes these young artists are blind to that, you know, no pun intended to the lyric there, but I just kind of want to say that, you know, I've had to tell artists before, like, yo, I understand you're at the height of your career right now, but you got to think about the bag that's going to be coming next year. You know, I understand the bag's coming to you right now, but you got to think about the bag that's going to be coming next year. But yeah, I just wanted to say that on that note.
Preach, Mike. You let them know, man.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I be trying to tell that shit to rappers, and when you really talk to them like that, they be listening. You know what I mean? They're like, "Oh, goddamn, he's got some sense to him."
True.
You know what I mean? So I really hope that Key Glock isn't turning down opportunities that he needs to make his career go where it's going to go, because he got pushed. You know, it's kind of like when you go to a theme park and you get one of those passes that gets you to the front of the line. You know what I mean? He kind of got that shit when he started up with Young Dolph Bonds. You know, he got that skip the line pass working with Young Dolph. Same with other rappers like Tony Yayo and shit.
Yeah, that was his family though, so you know, that's his
Right.
cousin or something. So you know,
Right, exactly.
He was born into that situation.
Nope. Old 1017 TV. Nope, it was not that, bro. That's why I had the guys explain that.
Yeah, we broke that down.
Yep, we definitely
Liquid
broke
coke, I guess though.
But ultimately, you guys, I want to get your thoughts, man. Bonds, ultimately, what's your thoughts on Key Glock addressing the Young Dolph situation on track?
It was dope, man. It was a dope joint. Did it at the McKee. The joint, the video was fire.
Right.
I mean, he got the. I'm surprised, man. Young boy had the Avarex on, man.
Right. Yeah, Bob, you peeped that?
Who gave him that? Who told him to put that on?
Put that on. I said the same thing, Bob.
Somebody gave him that.
I said it had to have been a New Yorker.
I don't know nothing about that. Yeah, come on, man. One of my sons from the town gave him that. Fuck you, know.
Yeah, they don't know about the Avarex Butters.
It was fire too.
That picture right there, Biggie Smalls, he got a red Avarex leather on, like a quarter joint. I never seen nobody with a like quarter length AV, only the waist length. Except for Biggie.
Quiz,
Real rap.
I'll bring it over to you. Ultimately, what's your thought on Key Glock deciding to let everybody hear his emotions about Young Dolph through record instead of just a message on social media?
I feel like he was obligated, you know what I'm saying? He
Right.
followed protocol and that. It's only right, man. You know that's what the average artists do when when somebody get lost that was, a part of their circle that was tight and things of that nature. So, he paid his respects and also, kept the fans posted, but most importantly, it was a great form of art on how he dropped
True.
it. So salute to him.
Right, right.
Right.
And you guys have probably been hearing me on here the last few weeks. I'm sure all my co-hosts know that I've just been looking to see what Key Glock was going to do to continue his music career, to show
Back.
that he wasn't going to fall, but he wasn't going to let all these other dudes start lapping him. You know what I mean? Look what happens to a lot of dudes in the game. They start getting lapped. So I'm happy this is the way that he's presented his message of his feelings on Young Dolph, because everybody has been in his inbox. How are you okay? Are you okay? How's everything? Da, 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 da. They want all the answers. Well, you can go listen to the song Proud to get all those answers. Now let me bring it over to Rosewood. I just want to get your general reaction to him deciding to do it on track rather than through an interview with the Breakfast Club or social media, or just, not commenting on it at all, falling
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Now I think Key Glock definitely saying that he had to, put out the music, keep the momentum going, you know, keep the eyes on the music. And he also stated in the rap, that if it ain't about no money, then I'm deaf and I'm blind. That means anybody hit my phone up, I don't see that shit, I don't hear it. Anything that's going on outside, I don't see it, I don't hear it. I'm back to the grind, meaning he let me pour it out on music. So he might get in the depression stage, but he got a good support system behind him, that's still telling him like, no, listen, we still out there pushing, we gotta do this for dog. What would he want us to do? So at the same time, he probably sat back and said, you know what, we're going right to the memorial. We're going to the memorial right there. I'm gonna represent my folks to the fullest. And I don't, just putting it on social media, I don't think you could do that. It's like half-hearted. And then like if that's your family member, you try and do, like I said, the fullest, the most you could do. And the most you could do is a visual that's gonna last forever. A song and a visual that's gonna last forever. Like Twitter said, the art form that you put it out as. This is art now. It's a tribute and it's a piece of art. So I'm glad he shot that visual there because it just reminded us of like, yo, what really happened. Like it made that more touching. You see the memorial there. And like Bonds could tell you that's like in Shout Twiz, he'll tell you like it is in Philly. You see memorials all over. It's like you walking in the street, you going around people memorial. So when you see that there for Dolph, you just see it like that. It's really it take you kind of back to that day. So, it's unfortunate that, he got to be put in the front seat like this. But now, you got to do everything you can to keep it moving, man. Keep it pushing for real, for real. Stay positive on it. And really, like you said, put the music out for real, for real.
Well, going back a little bit, Bonds, I wanted to ask you what your thoughts were on
Montel.
I wanted to get your thoughts on the NBA Youngboy fan running up on NLE Choppa.
Yeah, man, dudes is crazy, man. I seen the video where like you know, you gotta try to attain more in life, man. You gotta reach to be something better
That
in
was
life,
his
man.
fan, Bonds.
Huh?
That was his fan, though, man.
I don't care who he is, man. He's standing up there, somebody taping him to him like he just fought, like he just accomplished the greatest accomplishment in his life. Like that's crazy.
Well, I mean, he's gonna get the repost from NBA Youngboy.
Yeah.
All the NBA Youngboy fans are gonna go crazy. Boxton is gonna go nuts. You know what I'm saying? His idol is gonna repost him. I mean, come on, man. Didn't this happen back in the day? Like, well, Ja Rule didn't show his face in places like that. He was too smart for that shit.
What, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it did though, but
Yeah, we just don't know industry
yeah, I can't
secret
think
type
right now.
stuff.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure. You know,
They ran up on Ja Rule in the airport like G-Unit. You know what I mean?
50 wasn't having that. He was that. Now, 50 was on 103 out in LA, Big Boy, and he was with Ice Cube son, and he said he actually was on a flight with Ja Rule, but he said
Yeah.
when you get in the airport, it's federal. So he said I ain't messing with it.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't that serious.
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying, Bonds, like, you're an artist, man. Imagine one of your fans sticking up for you like that, you know, being like, yo, man, what you just did a diss record on Bond Simmons, man. That diss record sucked. You got a problem with Bonds? We can handle that shit right now.
I guess.
You know, wouldn't that be kind of cool?
I mean, I guess, but
Maybe
it was
back
like,
in like the day, your reckless days.
yeah, like, but I just feel like NLE Choppa didn't make a song. I mean, he made an opinion. He did. I mean, like co-sign niggas' opinion, which was kind of against, you know. But
Well,
I just feel
somebody's
like,
sending me a DM right now that says that he did make a song, but we'll talk about that tomorrow night. Because they both have albums dropping this Friday.
Mm-hmm.
oh, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
they both drop out. Now, Mikey T, only way I can see Main Man, you know, I'm gonna play this simple-minded person. If he's an artist, the guy that ran up on NLA, if he's an artist, and now like, all right, you did that, and now you're gonna be on social media for that, but then you start bringing your music out,
Yeah,
kind of genius, you know, because you see the opportunity, like,
Might as
hold up.
well.
I
And
like
you get signed to NBA
Youngboy.
Youngboy.
That's what I'm rocking with already. If I
he come
was
with
to
some
sign to
heat.
somebody, I signed to him.
Especially he come with some heat.
In fact, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, he might come out of nowhere off the fame, you know.
He come with some heat. It's lit.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is definitely a diss because the new song from NLE Choppa is called "What You Don't Know,"
Mm-hmm.
and the NBA YoungBoy song was called like "Know What I Know" or some shit like that, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. See, he be playing trickery.
Well, I mean, come on. NLE Choppa isn't going to let him beat him. NLE Choppa is of the new generation as
Facts.
well.
That's now. Listen, out of all the nonsense, that's why I say like, you know, the stuff with like Dirk and all that, like it's too much. But like him in MLA, like I look at them like in like the same category. So it's like I would want them to keep it on music. I would like to see it
Yeah,
just on
they
music.
do match
I
up
don't
good
know,
music.
Bonds. Don't you think the reason one of NBA YoungBoy's fans maybe ran up on NLE Choppa is because he's presented himself as this fun-loving dancing guy?
Nah, but he be talking great. See, but I ain't gonna lie, he got an album dropping, so that little thing helped him too, though.
I said that earlier, Bonds.
That
I
little
said that
thing helped
earlier.
him too, so you know what I
I
mean?
think we all know who's going to sell more units this week.
Yeah, nah, Young Boy is a bigger artist, so Young
Yeah,
Boy
big
not
artist.
anyway. Like, you can't, I mean.
Definitely. You're right. We know we're gonna sell more albums this week. But
But
did it add a boost
NLE
to
is gonna
NLE's
sell more
shopping
than he would
sales?
have sold if this didn't happen.
Right. See, that's what I'm saying. What's the boost? What's the percentage boost now
That's the
to
thing, though.
NLE's chopper sales now that he's in all this?
That's the thing, though. He gonna sell more than he would have sold.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
if he was gonna do 50, he gonna do 75 now.
Right.
You know
Or
what I
if
mean?
he was going to do 25, he's going to do
He's gonna
50
do 50
now.
now.
And then it look good, right?
That would look great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, it's that's why I said I think I said that on the last live when we was talking about this. Like, you know, if this was like, you know, an industry plant where they said, look, y'all gonna do this, it's gonna look like this, we just gonna make the money. Like, once Youngboy came out with this other diss track, I'm like, no, it's a little deeper than that. I'm like, oh no, I'm like, he really coming at these balls. Like you feeling some
Um,
type of way, and you on some Birdman type time. Put some respect on my name.
But Mr. Lonzo says, but NLE Choppa is not in the same category as NBA Youngboy. But in all honesty, what Youngboy is doing right now, putting out disses on NLE Choppa, he's
Yeah,
giving Choppa an opportunity to be in the same lane.
facts,
And now
facts.
they both have albums coming out at the same
And,
time.
and NLE Choppa could spit though.
Right.
And
Yeah.
So
it's not hard. It's not like so Bonds right now. He's gonna listen to the NBA YoungBoy album this weekend when it drops. But now he knows NLE Choppa has a video, album dropping as well.
Right.
He's more
Right.
likely to listen to both now.
Right.
right,
Right. It's
exactly.
always like that.
Yeah.
Because even if you have videos, right? Say it was just a video, right? It's like, all right, if NBA dropped that diss video and then NLE Chopper just dropped the diss video, even if you don't know who NLE Chopper is or you don't listen to, you going to listen to his diss
Yeah.
record and come back at him. You
Yeah.
like, oh, he can spit. And here's some more stuff.
And some people aren't totally familiar. Bonds, do you know some of the other lyrics that were undoubtedly directed at Lil Durk on this song?
On with the NBA Youngboy joint,
Yes, let me read it out to you.
when he's like the old black pack.
No, that's the other song.
It's
That's
about the
the
NLE
hook
joint.
song. That's the hook song. The joint we're talking about is "Know Like I Know," where he actually said, he actually said some lyrics on his third verse. He said, "I don't give a fuck, just like your friend, you'll bite the dust. I don't give a fuck, just like your friend, you'll bite the dust." Can you believe that type of lyric right there? That's some vicious shit, man.
Nah, Youngboy talks crazy, bro.
Really do. You really do, man.
Yeah, like Youngboy talks that demon talk, man. So
Oh, he had a line about the girls who said, "How are you on demon time while you're on house arrest?" He had to say, they know I'm a demon. They know I'm a demon. You ain't met the devil until you seen me. So I kind of took that as though he was like, he was kind of like seeing some of the headlines out there about, oh, how's this dude on demon time? How's
Like,
this
I
dude
think,
on demon time while he's on house arrest? He's
I
like,
mean,
man,
listen.
yeah, I think that was King Von's sister that said that.
Yeah,
right.
you want some type of demon time though. If you got your own, if your fans is running up on another artist, you got some sway and influence there.
Yeah.
Major facts, man. But yeah, those were the topics for tonight. We spoke on NBA YoungBoy dissing Lil Durk and NLE Choppa. Tonight we will come back on and cover, or tomorrow night we'll come back on and cover NLE's response, which should be interesting. Both artists have albums coming up this weekend.
Facts.
So we have kind of a showdown here, Bonds, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. You late?
Mm-hmm.
It's a showdown.
Yeah, once NBA address in LA, then it's a showdown. Because if he felt like he was beneath him or he wasn't enough to address, he would have said nothing about him. Let's kept it at Dirk and then kept the same thing.
Right.
But no, he said you can get it too. Anybody. So he's taking like on all his peers, basically saying whoever's taking a side, I'm taking on everybody. That's why earlier I said he's taking the Tupac hit 'em up mentality. He's taking a play out that book right there, like, oh, all right, let me take a play out this hip hop book and push this that way.
Call it.
But all right, y'all, we're going to open it up right now. Anybody in here who has open questions, any type of open questions for myself, Rosewood, or Bond Simmons, we are going to open it up for everybody. But right now, I want to give a shout out to our guy, SV Twiz. I'm going to post his Instagram right now. Y'all can follow
Twiz the Hood blogger, baby.
SB the Hood blogger.
I don't know what it is, man. Check my brother out, man.
Push Cloud, ask your question, my brother. Anybody who has a question right now, this is the time to send them open questions. We are coming on to the final part of the podcast. SV Twiz's Instagram is posted up. It's pinned up on the channel right now, so you can follow him. I definitely appreciate my guy for popping in. That's the hood.
Facts, twist. Facts.
The
Thanks,
hood's
bro.
blogger.
Shout out to you,
Always.
Easy. Appreciate you for tapping in tonight.
Easy. What up, my J? You up in there lurking, man? Lonzo. Listen, I'm putting. See, he said he gotta force himself to listen to Choppa response. Now, I can see if you like the album, but the response, I'm really curious on what he gonna come back with. I want to see how much demon time he gonna be on. I guess.
Bonds. Todd Armstrong says, I really think NLE
Ooh.
Choppa planned that for his album. Do you think that's the case? Because somebody ran up on him, the screen went black. The screen went black.
Oh,
Could
you
it
talk about the
possibly-
fight.
Yeah, could it possibly be a publicity
Oh.
stunt? But now NBA Youngboy is actively going at him, man. So I don't really think it was
Yeah.
a publicity stunt on NLE's point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's. That's why I said once this song that just dropped by NBA came out, I'm like, no, it's a little bit more deeper than that, man. And I look at it like, oh, they the size and all that. Joseph Landry, man, we love everybody in the chat, man. Like I said earlier, you did answer this music, Joe. It's all positive vibes, man. Hip hop panel right here, man.
Kush Cloud wants to know NBA Youngboy or NLE Choppa in the ring. Who's taking that, Rosewood? Bonds
That's what I
follow
want to see.
Rosewood.
That's what I want to see. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with NLE Choppa, man.
What? You're gonna go with NLE Choppa? Bonds. If
Young
they
boy
put
only
down,
know about the.
If they put down all the weapons, is what this guy asking in the question. Who's gonna win that boxing match?
Choppa.
Really?
Yeah, I got Choppa on that.
Todd Armstrong says NLE Choppa as well. I think you guys are all bugging. I think NBA Youngboy is gonna take him down in a boxing match. Y'all are bugging.
Hey man,
yeah.
That Choppa's got the energy.
Youngboy, they might be in a different weight class, man.
Wow, I think y'all are bugging. I think NBA Youngboy would
in the
definitely
boxing match.
Could happen though. I wouldn't put it past him.
But see that's the thing, man.
I just did, then I put.
Right now, look, Bonds. I was saying earlier that we need to I remember back in the day when something happened, it seemed like all of hip hop would get together. It'd be like a time of unity and peace. So it's like we don't got that no more. So it's like I would like to see something like that, like a boxing match or something with these two artists or whatever, or even an artist that's as major as NBA and coming like that. But we're not going to see that. We ain't going to have the Willie D cool hurt joint. We ain't going to have that no more, man. We ain't gonna have that. So I wish we could, it get settled like this, and we knew well, look, they gonna box. After this, when it's all said and done, they gonna get in the ring, they gonna box. We can see undercard and all that, but we know we're not getting that. We know we only getting more drama after this. We only get more camera footage of people getting ran up on and craziness. It's gonna turn up. It's gonna turn up after this. It ain't going down.
Yeah, I agree. I don't actually see them boxing because I think they make too much money on record sales, single sales. NBA Youngboy could sell a couple 100,000 every song. Why would he put that on the line if he gets his ass beat and then his record sales decline by like 50%, Bonds? You know what I'm saying? Like he could put his career on the line if he gets beat up. Like Bonds, you just said that NBA Youngboy would lose. Like I think that would drastically affect his record sales if he did.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
might not be good for his image, man.
Yeah, if you do that now, look, not to jump off topic, right? But Jay-Z not doing the verses. Do you think that's why Jay-Z won't do a verses, or he say nobody can mess with him because if he loses, that would mess up credibility? Because it's the same way. It's like, all right, like NBA Youngboy, even with them coming at him, he's like, no, don't like. Or we said earlier with King Von saying, we be talking about his cat. That's like a chink in your armor. So I was like, all right. So we know they definitely not going to box, but that's why I was looking at it like that, because Hov not jumping in the verses because
So he probably would
Understand
jump
that,
to Nas.
I definitely want to hear your response to that on
Yeah,
why Jay-Z won't take the versus battles.
he. I think that would be the case for somebody like Nas. I think he probably wouldn't jump in the verse with Nas because it'd make him look bad. But I just think I don't know. You know, for from few reasons, maybe I don't know financially who's you know what I'm saying as far as partnership, ownership, or he just I don't know, man. Like Jay-Z not even on Instagram or nothing. Like, you know what I mean, YouTube, he's seem like he ain't a part of everything. You about to pop the bottle?
I was thinking about popping a bottle.
Okay. More life. Hey, man.
Probably not. All right, so yeah, Louis Peasy says, yeah, but Jay-Z is not losing. Major
Go against
salute
Wayne, he
to
losing.
Tanya. She says, try rap battles. Are you talking about on the show? We've actually had people come in and spit before a bunch
Yeah,
of times.
facts, definitely.
Yeah. But all right, Bonds.
Appreciate the super chat though.
I put up Bonds' social media account. Y'all can follow Bonds on Instagram right now. I'm gonna pin it up.
Mm-hmm. Follow back.
Everybody can follow Bonds. He will follow you back immediately. Probably following this stream. Louis Peasy said Rosewood be at all the underground battles.
Hey man, I'm a fan of the culture, and if it's if it's an artist that I really, you know, if I'm a fan of the artist or I personally know the artist, then I'm definitely there. You know, I show my support, and that's where the era I come from, man. I come from the street corner battles, you know, so I'm glad that culture is flourishing, man.
Bonds. Mr. Alonzo says low key. I think Ti would get with Jay-Z.
It'll be a good versus,
Yeah,
but I don't. You know, I think Jay win it, but
we want,
Ti can come to the party like he's worthy. I think he got 20 hits.
I'm gonna send it over to Rosewood. Everybody, I got Rosewood's IG popped up, so y'all can go follow him. But Rosewood, send out your plugs, my brother.
Listen, y'all know what it is. Spill ENT. Shout out my brother Razor, man. You know he home. Shout out my bro Ace the Chemist, Killer Kells, Kane Black, Bashki. You know, they just dropped the Renegades project. That joint is dope. Check it out on all platforms. 1122 Studios. You know, we locked in every day, all day, man. Shout out PD Crack. Shout out Freeway. They just had a contest in there, you know, for 3 artists to go on tour. You know, go on my gram. You can see on my stories, you know, the winners of that or whatever. Shout out my man Skate. You know, he's one of the winners of that. So it's real dope things going on in the city, man. Of course, the battles, you know, from Tay-Rock, you know, bunch of joints, man. Salute the Battle Academy. You know, shout out everybody in the city of Philly, man, holding it down, man. And shout out to Report Card Radio, you know, the hip hop panel, my bro Mikey T, my bro Bon Simmons, and of course, my brother in the city, SV Twiz. So, you know, we always going to keep it real here, man. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, and share to everybody that y'all know, man. Because, you know, we always just keeping it up to date, positive vibes and different outlooks and different opinions. And salute to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all know what it is.
I put up Rosewood's Instagram. It is spill_ENT. It is currently pinned up. I'm going to ask you all. This is your last chance for questions, and I'm going to send it over to Bond Simmons for his plugs. Bonds, hit him with your plugs, my brother.
Bon Simmons, Instagram, YouTube. Tap in, man. I got videos, music up there. I'm constantly working, music dropping. You know what I mean? I'm here, part of the panel. I'm highly active, man. Stay in tune, tap in with me, man. You know what I'm saying? I follow back, I engage. Let's build, man. I mean, salute, peace, and love to everybody in the chat. You know what it is. The Bon Simmons, just see the name.
All right, y'all. And I want everybody on here to follow me on Instagram right now. Whoever follows me based on this video, I'm going to follow you all back. I definitely appreciate my co-hosts, SV Twiz for tapping in, the Hood Blogger, Spill ENT's Rosewood, and that's right, TNR's Bond Simmons, the local legend. You know what I'm talking about? Definitely appreciate everybody for tapping in tonight. Schizo, our moderator, Louis Peasy, one of our other moderators.
So, my J, what up? West Virginia in the building, man.
Schizo, salute, man. You know what it goes.
And guys, we're going to have to see you all on the next episode. Appreciate you all tuning in for tonight's podcast. It's been another dope one, man.
Facts.
Salute to y'all.